doesn't matter what you want. I will succeed, whether you like it or not. I am unstoppable. When will you learn that? When will you learn that?
Again, Mr. Williams, I invite you to conversate with me directly. I don't do all this internet stuff. The problem is you're going after my family, you post my children, and then you mention my name. So you and I, we need to have a conversation. And yes, this is a forever problem.
Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer. You are, you gay, grown up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Vell. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Something called an attack. When you do the attack, you got to make sure you're real rooted and grounded. Look that way. Make sure you're real rooted and grounded so they don't know what's about to go on. You just attack them. You just attack them. What did I say? I said you better do what I said to do. Did they think you're crazy? If they think you're crazy, they'll just walk away slowly like that.
5, 6, 7, 8. Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes, knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Yeah, you lied about it. I asked you about that. Yeah, you lied about it. Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you would lie to his face. Damn, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said, Pinocchio. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now, boo! Let's go. Stop telling all them lies, but what? Let's go. Cause I don't believe that you say at this point. Cause all you do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
What's up, good people? Happy Friday. Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing either D Legion, as in Darius Crooks Legion, or part 2, D Legion or part 2, to let me know that you can hear me in the chat. We are simulcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So on all those platforms. Let me know that you can hear me. And today we are getting into part 2. Just a little housekeeping. I haven't gotten this message recently. Well, I would say like today or this week or anything. But every once in a while, I'll get a message. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. But anyway, the message usually sometimes is, oh, your intro too long. Well, be patient. For one, there's a lot of technical things happening behind the scenes. Me getting the sound right, getting the visuals right, pulling my screens up right, and logging in my monitor. On top of that, we have, even at this point, 247 viewers in here. We have to give everyone time. So there's notifications going out from my various platforms. Everyone's not getting it like that. People got to go grab their drink real quick. So that is time for people to get themselves together. So when I get started with the info and the shenanigans, people are ready and they ain't missing it and coming in 5 minutes late like, Vell, did you talk about? And it's like, yeah, sorry, we covered that as soon as we got on here because so-and-so wanted us to rush on. So what you can do is come in a little later, or you can watch the replay and fast forward. But that's why we have the intros. They ain't even that damn long. People just impatient. They really not that long. And they're entertaining on top of that on purpose. Thank you to the 77% of you who, I'm reading that wrong. Thank you to the 83% of you who have, I was reading the number of votes. The 83% of you who have voted and said that, yes, you have shared this video and hit that thumbs up. So thank you to those who have already did it. You knew the assignment. I appreciate that. And for those of you who have not as of yet, please like the video and share it. Sharing is caring. And liking the video may be free to you, but it is extremely invaluable to me and does a lot to help this this channel and platform grow. Thank you to everyone letting me know that you could hear me. Life of London, Donna and Alice and Delilah and Nicole and Mocha and Maddie's mama and Shamika and his MJ and Renee and everyone else who's letting me know that you can hear me. I greatly appreciate it. So tonight, we got a lot to cover. And I already know I'm not going to make it through the whole agenda. I already know that because I had to pull in some new stuff because Darius Crooks is, as I said, is a walking soap opera, one-man soap opera, and one woman, she's a one-woman show, one queen show. So there's been a lot happening even since we've started our, lunch machine, the Chicago food truck story. And so because I don't want to get so behind and I got, people be in the chat, well, what happened to Jeromie and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how about this? In the beginning of the show, what we'll do is we'll do a quick look. We'll do a recap of what's happening. And then we'll move into me finishing explaining what happened years ago. So we'll do the retrospective. So the first half of the show is going to be us catching up on her latest shenanigans and predatory behavior. And then we will move into the retrospect of what she did in the past. The old Scamionce versus the new D-Legion. How about that? So since we last met, Darius Crooks has, he always talks about how big and popular and famous he is and all of that and what he's accomplished in life. And all I keep saying is, don't nobody want your kind of fame. Your name is mud. The only people that you have a good name to is the flying monkey coat that you've created. Everybody else know you're a joke. So much so, and y'all know before, I don't have the old stuff in here, but we talked about, what was that, a week or so ago, 2 weeks maybe, where Hennessy was dragging him for that Hennessy Leighton menu. Even Hennessy, even Hennessy, the company that he was trying to grift off of to try to get a brand deal with for this old horrible ass menu, was trolling him. They said, I don't have it here, but they said, oh, do I have it? No, I don't think I have it. Here it is. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. They said, damn it, I can't read it now. Anyway, what they said in short was, oh, I can kind of see it. What we personally like to see, oh, here it is. We'd personally like to see what a melted Brussels sprout looks like. Hennessy, the company, was dragging your scamming ass. They was dragging you. Well, since we last met, somebody else dragging them too. another major organization. Ran into, in one of the exposed groups, they saw that not Hennessy, but Vibe.com posted, they were posting an article called "No, Hennessy does not want you using its cognac for pedicures." So I guess other people have been doing some scandalous ish with Hennessy as well. And they're like, y'all better stop it. We ain't make it for that. So someone posts and says, the same goes for those melted Brussels sprouts. See the joke. Somebody said in this comment, one of the, I think one, well, I ain't gonna say a fly monkey, but one person tagged Darius Crooks in it and said, not them trying to shade your Brussels sprouts, laughing emoji. And then another person said, I was just about to tag him when I read the article, LOL. They writing articles about how much of a joke you are. Nobody wants that kind of fame. It's just that, you know, you're a narcissist, so you don't see what all the rest of us see. So what the other thing that we have to look forward to, again, this is ongoing. As long as, you know, I tell y'all this, it'd be a lot talking about this. Like, it's just so much. It's so chaotic. It's so dramatic. It's so toxic that I just have to do it in spurts. But I'm going to try to hang in there as long as I can before my next break. But what we have to look forward to, besides the normal day-to-day stuff that happens, the drama, we, Darius Crooks has posted, and put this poll out here. Poll question is, do you think that general public is going to put up with D Legion style slanderous reviews? Because Darius Crooks posted today, question, do y'all want just black owned reviews or open it up to everybody? So she is returning to her slanderous restaurant reviews. He then responds under a bunch of comments or whatever, says, okay, y'all have spoken. Everybody is about to get this work. Does that sound like he's trying to do something positive? Everybody about to get this work. Another person, this got to be a flying monkey. Well, deplorable. The men are the deplorables. Says, with so many food dishes out there from different cultures, I say everybody. Hand raised emojis. Let's get a mass of everybody. Let's create drama and slander and drag people. All people. We're an equal opportunity offender. So y'all got that to look forward to. She purchased, as in Scamyance. She purchased, everybody got the motion cameras, the ones that follow you and all of that. She purchased one of those. And so now she's going to be vlogging herself. She's like, she was like, I don't know what I was thinking. I done found out about, I can vlog myself. I don't know how the hell she didn't know. There are plenty of millions of creators do that. They vlog themselves. They don't have no big ass camera, movie camera following behind them with some thirsty young person. So her plan now is that she's going to prop a tripod up in front of her, and then she's going to get on her lives and create content and drag the restaurants that way. So she'll be a little less conspicuous because she won't have somebody chasing up behind her with a camera. But it's still going to be toxic. Trust that. That's her brand. Her brand is toxic. So it will be toxic, guaranteed. This other part of the post is, headed to do restaurant reviews next week. I can't say where, though. I'm just popping up in a city. Where should I go? And please suggest a place where marijuana is legal. She's needing marijuana now to function, if y'all ain't noticed. She needs the drugs in order to function now. because all of the horrible, heinous things that she's done in her life eat away at her. As soon as her brain comes to a rest, as soon as she lays down, the Satan's demons, they surround her bed as she sleeps at night, and she didn't realize that they will hunt her too when she signed the deal with Satan many years ago. Now they're hunting her at night. She went somewhere. I don't know what this is all about. Like, I just saw this on the Exposed Goop. She says, "This is the blackest ish I've seen in a while. The American Centurion Lounge in Delta has opened. I won't be back in ATL for a while, so you know I had to come check it out. A full review is coming. You can make out most of the dishes. The ones you'll probably guess are jalapeno whole cakes, black-eyed peas, grilled chicken, and blah, 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 and whatever. Child, everybody's so creative. Why everything got to have a negative connotation, a negative tone to it? Why is that necessary? That everything has to have a negative connotation or tone. Do you think the general public is going to put up with her D Legion style slanderous food reviews? 10% of y'all saying, well, it's gone down now. Pretty much 90% of y'all to 91% is jumping. Say, no, ain't no way. I don't think so either. I think, it's going to catch up to her for sure with that. I think that people of color put up with a lot of stuff. And I don't believe that she going to get that from the general public. Sassy Crooks is low-key running scared. Yes, that's why she ain't telling y'all where she going. What city she gonna be in. That's why she ain't saying that. She don't want them looking out forward to her and banning her from coming in. And she don't want E-Class to find out what she is. She don't want E-Class to know what she is. I'm handling the comments by myself this evening, so just know we won't be displaying as many. Probably won't be displaying many at all unless I'm reading. It's incredible to me. He criticizes these places when he serves chicken on a stick. Right. Well, he serves chicken on a stick for events that are in people's Airbnbs, and he couldn't even keep a restaurant open himself. Right, because misery loves company. Couldn't even keep his own restaurants open, and can't even run an event. Can't even get an event going. Not a major event. You can just go on somebody's Airbnb. So I'm going to give a little viewer discretion. I don't know. We'll see. I was feeling a little warm a little earlier, but we'll see. Viewer discretion, because I earlier today was tapping into my Vell energy. And although where we're at right now, as far as this story that we need to tell for the second half of the show, the lunch machine thing, I feel like that's a story I have to tell in, firsthand account as myself, not a character, because it's not a joke. It's a serious situation. So Vell he ain't far away. I can tell you that much. But I felt like, as much as I felt like this was a Vell night, I was like, we still got to tell the lunch machine story first. So when we're done with the lunch machine story, expect to see and hear from Vell. However, his energy is your viewer discretion. So if you thought last night was a little rough tonight, gonna get turned up just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm still on YouTube, so I ain't gonna get as rough as I get on Patreon. But just know, get a little hot. So fast forwarding to what I've coined Refund Watch 2024. We actually need a trailer. I think if I have some time this week, I might create a little trailer. Refund Watch 2024. Refund Watch 2024. We know that the Three Queens fiasco did not go well, didn't happen, and that at least well over 100 and something DHAGs gave their money up as usual, and he claimed that people were going to get their refunds right away. Now we're looking to see if that is actually happening. Like I said, I was just going to reserve any judgment on that. I know what his past is. I know that I know a ton of people who never got their money back years even later. However, with this, I'm like, she's been watched. We watching her hard. As much as she says that she don't pay attention to what we saying and all that, there's a laugh in the pit of hell, because based on whatever we post in them groups, the exposed groups, or whatever I'm saying in videos or other people are saying in their videos about her, she adapts, she recalibrates, and she talks about it. But then claims she don't watch it. Lying bitch. So anyway, someone caught that in his live, that actually we're going to watch a bit of this tonight. In his live where he was dragging Jeromie, someone commented and said, "Do we have another email to ask questions about refunds? I haven't gotten a response from the website email. Just making sure I haven't missed something." And they still delusional. Even with everything they know about her, they still delusional and want to give her the benefit of the doubt. It is amazing to me. But as of right now, Refund Watch 2024, as it pertains to the Three Kings, I ain't talking about other stuff, but we need to just go ahead and make it everything. But right now, the topic is the Three Kings tour. We're trying to see if people are actually getting their refunds. We want them to get their refunds. This ain't like, oh, I'm hoping nobody get them so I can talk about it. No. I'd rather not have nothing to talk about. I'd rather the Refund Watch 2024 to not even be a segment. She made it have to be a segment. Scamisha. Scampa. I don't want the segment. We got enough to talk about. We don't need no new segments. So we'll see. Y'all keep an eye out if y'all see any more people saying they ain't get their stuff. It usually takes, because, they flying monkeys. So they usually give her about 3 to 4 weeks before they really, 2.5 to 4 weeks before they really get to brewing. Like, I don't think Master, I emailed Master, but he didn't answer. Maybe Master, he just busy. Oh, that's right. Let me see what he doing online. Oh, he flying. Okay, he gonna take care of me. He ain't no scammer. And then it's like, I see Master online. I'm gonna just say something in the chat to him. Hey, Master, I don't know if I maybe missed an email. And then they, oh my God, Master blocked me. That motherfucker, I knew her. So it takes them a few weeks to get there. So we in what, this week 1.5 or something. No, it's just week one. Sunday, well, Monday would make going into week 2, right? I think, right? Because he canceled on this past Monday. I don't know. It all be blurred together. So we give him a couple weeks. We'll know for sure. So don't, just because it's a little quiet now, it take him a little while to brew. People like this one, she ain't had the money in the first place. That's why she's like, where's my money? I need it now. My car note due. I gave you my car note. Money, Master. Like, so take that with a grain of salt. So we'll see. Just Refund Watch 2024. Just throwing it out there so y'all know it is on our radar. Then we move to, I'm trying to move through this a little quicker so we can go ahead and get to the main event. Because y'all are going to be in this chat if I don't talk about this too. The disrespect of Jeromie. We know that Jeromie is the cake king, the sippy cake king, as he has coined himself. And we know that he was a part of the Three Queens tour. I'm officially going to be calling it, moving forward, the Three Queens tour, because Darius Crooks himself today called it the Three Queens tour, or yesterday, whenever it was. He called it himself. He was like, yeah, and with our Three Kings tour, it's like, yeah, y'all queens, you knew it. So I'm gonna get the sound bite. Right. Jay Vicker said he sure did. So it's the Three Queens tour. He told us it's the Three Queens tour. Or it was defunct. So we know that although they were playing in y'all face, and like, nah, we perfect, but we gonna play in y'all face and take these photos like we don't really like each other. Come to find out, there's truth in comedy. Now we have arrived to the event being canceled. For those of you who don't know, real quick overview. Jeromie, as you saw in that other picture, was one of the three queens. He was the baker. Corey Brim was the drunk bartender, allegedly. That's Corey right there. And then you had Scamisha, a.k.a. Scamyance. And she was the person making the atrocious entrees, the chicken on a stick. She was responsible for the sticks. She wasn't even cooking the chicken, y'all. She was responsible for the sticks for the chicken. So, long story short, Darius Cook, they put the tickets on sale. It was a whole fiasco. If you have not seen it, we've been covering it for over a week now. Look back at the previous videos. We got the Q&A that we watched, did a live watch on. It all fell apart. And Darius Crooks, the tickets wasn't ticketing. Them tickets wasn't ticketing. And they wasn't selling up to Scamyance's standard. So he immediately, last weekend, ran to the internets and was like, why y'all ain't buying the tickets? What happened? I want to listen now. I don't listen to nothing else you scumbag bitches say, but now I want to listen. Tell me. What's happening with the tickets? Oh, it's too far. Oh, that's interesting. What else? Tell me what else. Why aren't you interested? Oh, the menu. Oh, all the Hennessy. Meanwhile, they already been putting out posts and rants weeks leading up to it. I'm gonna henny you bitches up, and you gonna eat every drop of it. And you silly bitches, I took an edible and went to sleep on you. Y'all know what the F you talking about. Now that's leading up to it. But all of a sudden the tickets gonna sell them damn tickets ain't ticketing, they ain't moving. They crooks. I don't know. See, I'm just interesting. I mean, it just seems like you guys just aren't interested. So now Crooks is setting the tone to cancel the event. Not because no tickets were selling, but because she wanted to be able to come online and say, to my haters, we got 40, all our seats are sold. I made $1 million in 23 hours. Like, she wanted to do all that. She couldn't do that. So, right, they were all cocky at first, Madam X. All cocky at first. So then, by the next morning, y'all, Jeromie is quitting. He has had enough. Darius Crooks has slowly been feeding his putting little drops in their ears of, yeah, Jeromie didn't really want to do it. Oh, Jeromie, he got emotional stuff going on with his family. Oh, Jeromie, he can't really take it. Oh, I'm concerned for Jeromie and his husband. Yeah, I understand. We got to protect him. And then all of a sudden it changed from I'm concerned and we're a team to Jeromie, he ain't got it in him to hang, and he shouldn't even be on social media. And what kind of leader is he to be quitting stuff and leaving us hanging? Meanwhile, Darius Crooks is the one who quit the event. Darius Crooks is the one who canceled the event because the tickets weren't ticketing. But he can't look like the quitter. He told on himself. We are clear over here. Us. We are clear of what exactly happened. But he needs to spin the narrative for the D-hags that weren't in every single IG live. The ones that don't wake up and pay attention to really what's happening. They just blindly watch him and listen. So he cancels the event. He leaving them hanging. He about to scam them out of their refunds. And now he's putting all the blame on Jeromie. So Jeromie, now this is part that got to me with Jeromie. Now we've seen Jeromie being all sassy on the internet leading up to this. And then we saw what happened Sunday morning. And I felt empathy for him. And I still do to some degree. Some of y'all like, he got what he deserved because he was on there laughing and talking about Chantel during the comeback kitchen. He was. I gotta pull all these clips together. But he over there, when I showed y'all his clips, he over there, somebody told him they ain't like Chantel or something. He go running to Darius Crooks. yeah, that guy in there out there said Chantel is a don't believe her mother ass and she's a piece of shit. All of that running back. HPP saying Jeromie rather, has been nasty for years. So, you know, again, the biggest bullies have the thinnest skin. I saw bullying. I definitely saw bullying. Jeromie was bullying people for sure. Everything that was happening wasn't just him being innocent. But I also didn't want it to go to the level that, you know, his mental health is at stake. Some of y'all saying you get what you give. The energy you put out there is what you get back. I mean, he did join forces with the spawn of Satan. So Lydia Jones is saying bullying behavior and gang-like behavior because it was the three of them. Yeah. Arnetta saying karma got their ass. Right. So fast forward, Three Queens tour is officially over, not going to happen. And now Darius Crooks is putting all the blame on Jeromie. First he like, and I ain't blaming Jeromie. Nah, I'm not saying that. But then he's doing a Q&A, and every question that's coming up, he only answering the questions where people feel is Jeromie's fault. Oh, y'all think, here's the next question. Oh, Jeromie is a dramatic drama queen who's always been messy and ain't never been reliable and don't have leadership skills. I don't know. Y'all telling me this, but, you know, I don't know. Next question. Why would you reduce yourself to be with someone as lowbrow as Jeromie? Oh, I mean, you know, I'm just be trying to help people. Like, this is her. And I was like, you had an option not to read those questions if that was your friend of 10 years. If y'all was sitting here asking me questions about my friends and I saw some stuff y'all dragging them, I would not be reading those questions. They would have stayed in the chat. As I'm reading now, I'm multitasking, but I glance, I catch a comment here or there. I can skim real quick and decide if I want to put that on the screen or not. Then he like, yeah, but I hear what y'all saying, but you know, I'm not saying it's Jeromie's fault. Fast forward today. Well, yeah, started. What it started, y'all? We on Friday. Well, it started by Tuesday. Monday he canceled. He was saying it wasn't Jeromie's fault, really, but he was reading all the comments of his hags dragging Jeromie. By Tuesday, he started to lean a little bit more into, well, you know, but he did leave us. He did quit before. Then by Wednesday, it was like, Jeromie, old lowbrow trifling ass. Like, because he was like, ooh, they going with this narrative. I'm going to lean into it now. Now it's totally Jeromie's fault. What? But here's the thing that I see happen time and time again. I literally was talking to my therapist about this yesterday, where I was saying, I know so many people that Darius Crooks directly has harmed. Directly. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about the people I've met through the internet. Now, that's a whole other gain of people. I'm talking about people I know personally, people who I know where they live, I know their family members and all of that. My best friend was one of those people who Darius Crooks scammed, deceived, robbed, was a predator with, who all are like, I'm just let God handle that. I'm just, I don't want to be, I've moved on from that. Oh, you know, that money he got, you know, he gonna get his with it. Everybody take the laid back, oh, I'm gonna let karma take care of him. Well, karma needs people. You can say I'm gonna let God, faith without works is dead. Oh, you got faith that God gonna take care of this situation of him. But God is gonna utilize people to do that. Situations that are involving people. Karma needs a lawsuit. A lawsuit ain't good enough, Lydia. And that's the other thing. There's tons of it. You had back in 2012, I knew that there was at least 20 to 30 of those Cupcake Gallery investors who had come together as a collective and they were looking for Darius Crooks because they called us. The problem is Darius Crooks at that time was running scared and had, went to Philly to get a Philly cheesesteak from Chicago after packing all his stuff in his apartment. We talked about that yesterday. Ends up in New York and never comes back home for a couple years. And when he came back, he has never lived in Chicago since then. Never lived in Chicago. He's visited, he in and out, but he ain't never lived in Chicago since he ran away to New York. So all those people, all these groups of people, and now when people will say, oh, my aunt was one of them people he scammed, and I'll be like, oh, well, ask if she still got the stuff, send her if she want to talk, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I reached out to her. She said she moved on from that, blah, blah, blah. It's like everybody has moved on or lets him thrive. And then we end up here where there becomes more and more new victims. And that is why I won't do what I did. I did the same thing 10 years ago where I was like, I'm not going to put more good money after bad. We're trying to sue him because we ain't going to get the money no way. And I'm going to just do my thing, live my life, and karma's going to take care of him or whatever. Fast forward 10 years later, my silence, and we're here where now, since me and us in Chicago, there's been hundreds of more new victims because we didn't get in that ass. So now I'm just all about the exposing of it. Just all about, I'm doing my part. My part is to expose it. What y'all do with it is on y'all, but I'm here to expose it because my stuff, I don't care about that. Statute of limitation and everything else is over at this point. But he has to be exposed in order to, even if he doesn't face legal ramification or criminal ramifications, which, you never know. At least he won't be as emboldened to be at the way that he is being a predator, like in broad daylight. Broad daylight, we're watching it. Right, expose all those scammers. Right, he ain't the only one. Trust, he ain't the only one. And we will get back to some of the other ones as well, for sure. They're on my list. If y'all got more, send them to me, but I also need research help. So I said all that to say, we've seen Jeromie be sassy, queenish, dragon, all that other stuff. Jeromie went offline after he quit on Sunday. We saw him get offline on that video, and he disappeared. They said he even deleted his Instagram, but it's back up now. So he came back I think this was the day ago. He comes back to the internet and he gives this long post where it says, boundaries are necessary for peace. It's so small, y'all. Oh my God, I'm gonna be struggling. Let me see if I can drag it over here. That might help a little bit. Says boundaries are necessary for peace. I wholeheartedly want to thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone who has sent messages over the past few days. Sunday, I left social media in a pretty dark space mentally. Everyone has a breaking point, and I reached mine. I won't apologize for my absence, actions, or the choice to put my peace, family, and mental health before anything else. This is the part that got me. I want to also say thank you to Darius Cooks and Corey Brim for the opportunity to work with them on the Three Kings Tour project. While my departure was very abrupt, in which I apologize to each of you for, it is my hopes that you all understand my reasoning. I wish you two nothing but the best in your future endeavors, as I know you all will continue to succeed. To my audience, supporters, and all of you who truly have grown to know and love me over the past 17 years of my career, thank you. Social media is a powerful tool, but it is also a very rough playground to be in when you are not ready to endure the negative effects of it. Many have said that I need to develop tough skin or that I may not be cut out for this level. And to that, I say this, I wholeheartedly agree. I am not a mean-spirited person. Oh, well, Jeromie, I got quite a few clips showing the opposite. I don't know. Maybe he was just in defense mode. says, I'm not good at hiding my emotions. I am also weak in a lot of areas emotionally. I've never claimed to be this strong Black man. Yes, I may be broken right now, emotionally and mentally, but I have been keeping in mind that even broken crayons still color and create beautiful pictures. From this moment on, I'm setting boundaries on how I show up. It won't look the same, but I'll always be true to who I am. I love y'all. I mean, that was nice. That was sweet and truthful. Social media is a rough place. Like, y'all as people who are, just participating, it's rough for y'all. Imagine what it's like on this side. Y'all every once in a while, not everybody, but some of y'all get to tussling in the comments here, there. Y'all see something ignorant. Y'all like, why are you saying this about me because of some comment I made? You don't know me, bitch. Like all that. Imagine when you get that every weekly. In some cases, depending on what's happening, it might be daily for a while. Imagine that. Not everybody got a critique about everything you do and say. So I get it. I know what he's saying. The thing that I think is that he's not including in this equation is that it don't have to be that toxic. Not as toxic as what it has been for him. It became this toxic not because of him baking cakes. That's not what made it toxic. It became toxic because he attached himself to a person whose brand is built on toxicity and drama. That's what made it toxic. He was fine prior to that with his brand. He's got 100 and something thousand followers on Facebook, so he can handle the day-to-day normal influencer life. It got elevated to satanic levels. That's the problem. Keep yourself away from satanic people and you'll be fine. You'll survive in this space. Stay away from Uncle Ruckus' son. Stay away from him. And people like that. But so meanwhile, Jeromie again taking the high road. Even in his live when he was like, I lost friends and, some people doing this or doing that. He never said Darius's name once. He never drugged Darius once. Well, he said little things here and there, but he didn't say Darius's name. Darius is saying his name constantly. So even when Jeromie wrote this, Darius was already dragging him. So I think in the time that Jeromie was off of the internet, them few days, he didn't realize that Darius had been dragging and creating a narrative that he was the reason why the tour ended, why the event got canceled. And he's apologizing to Darius, holding Darius up. I see this time and time again. Y'all need some backbones is what y'all need. Y'all need some backbone. So while Jeromie was doing that, Darius Crooks, okay, I'm gonna do a little clip of, and we're gonna dig deeper on that because there's so much to this piece of it, just this whole Jeromie thing. But remember, this started with Jeromie, with Darius Crooks claiming that he cared so much about Jeromie and Jeromie's husband. And when when people started teasing his husband online, just talking about he's skinny and whatever else they said. I mean, that's internet stuff. Jeromie got in his feelings and he was like, see, I can't do this. This is just too much. It's too toxic. And so he was getting ready to leave the tour then. Then 2 weeks later, it happened for real. So this is the first time when people were teasing Jeromie's husband and Jeromie was like talking behind the scenes with them. And he's like, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. This was Darius Crooks' stance on all of that back then. When I say back then, this was like 3 weeks ago. She moves in chaos very quickly.
Of somebody's relationship. You can't do that at the expense of somebody who is unsure of how the future is going to look. You can't do that to Tyrell. You just can't do it. It's not right to him. It's not right. And I'm not going to allow it to happen. Not on my watch, not on my dime, not in my purview. It's not. That's not how I move. As a leader, as a boss, that is not how I move at all. At all. So here's where we are. I wanted to give you guys an update. So let us do our internal combos and, you know, sort of our internal situations, and then we will see where we land. We definitely want something to happen. Neither one of us wants to cancel. Neither one of us. We're all looking forward to this. We all are talking about how excited we are and what we're going to do and how we're going to make things happen. All of us have our people that we're bringing with us. I mean, we really have this, you know, whole thing sort of set up. So again, let us, and the only reason I'm telling you this is 100% transparency, right? I don't want to come back to you at the 11th hour and then explain all this to you. I'd rather take you along the journey.
Pay attention to how these buzzwords that she uses. Transparency is definitely one of them. She's rich. She's a millionaire. She lives the life she wants to live. She has freedom. Listen to her buzzwords, but transparency is one of those hypnotizing words that she uses to fool them into thinking transparency means truthfulness, and it doesn't. She's transparent and shows you the pieces that help create her narrative, but not the truth. That don't mean she's truthful.
With me, that way any decision is made, just like with Chantel, because you know what ends up happening. Things happen. So just like with Chantel, you know, she could say X, Y, and Z, but you can go back and say, no, babe, I was there. I was on Jeremie's live. I was on Corey's live. I was on Darius's live. I saw this for myself. So what you're saying does not make sense because that's not what I saw. Right? It's not what I experienced. So that's why I want to do this live, because I don't want this to be a situation a month from now where you're like, damn, Darius, why you didn't tell us this before? Or, you know, you knew this or whatever the case may be. So I start now, you know what I'm saying? Keeping you abreast of changes and updates and where things are. It's a part of the journey, honey. You know what I'm saying? It's a part. Yeah, you have to prioritize humanity and wellness. You have to do that. You have to. I can't be out here, you know, making millions of dollars at the expense of people's.
I actually forgot that was in here because I don't be really listening when I screen record this stuff. She mentioned millionaire. It's literally like in every major statement she makes has that she's a millionaire. And when she's trying to indoctrinate them, she uses the word transparency.
You know, well-being, that's not right at all. There's no money, no dollar is worth that at all. All right. So, again, just want to keep you abreast. Watch the replay. You know, we were gung-ho and super excited about making Chicago happen. Again, I'm not sure where it's going to land us, but I'll let you know. Okay? I will let you guys know as soon as we can. All right? I love y'all. I'll talk to you later.
I need to write these down. Transparency, millionaire, and love. I'm going to write them down. We're going to find these cult buzzwords that she uses. And we're going to identify them. Love you, transparency, and millionaire. We need to do like Andy Cohen does on Watch What Happens Live. We do a drinking game. Well, we can't do it all the time, but maybe on Fridays when we watch this stuff, we'll do a drinking game. And if we hear, I ain't gonna do every word because I can't get y'all that toe up. Transparency and millionaire, you got to take a drink. No, I don't want to get y'all drunk though. Y'all gonna be wasted. I read this, Maddie Mamas. Sassy Crooks is low-key running scared. I think I read that earlier, but thank you so much for the super chat, friend. Let me unstart that. Why is it not unstart? I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple comments and then we're gonna move on to the next segment. We still got a couple pieces before we get to the lunch machine stuff again. Ooh, you gotta love it. Darius truly radiates such a dark energy. It's a wonder anyone wants to get mixed up with him, especially now he's been exposed. So I can say from the perspective of his associations, the people who hang around him, the Crystals of the worlds, and all the rest of them. I ain't gonna name the other. I know the other ones too, but I ain't gonna name them. Not now, at least. What it is they're generally, except for Crystal, now been on the outs before, so now she probably really clamoring to not get disbanded again. Crystal, for instance, I don't know exactly when, but Crystal's husband passed away. Well, for one, they bonded over. She became a fan of his. Crystal has also had the weight loss surgery, so they have that they bond over. In addition, so they have become friends. I think when he moved to Atlanta or something, she was a fan. They meet in person. They get to know each other, et cetera, et cetera. Her husband also dies. And then she attaches to Darius Crooks. He needs her because he likes having a mommy figure around anyway, because he never had a real mama in his words. And so that's how they ended up bonding. I feel like Crooks for her is her safe haven to a degree. And although he treats her horribly, even like he's drug her in among the jihads, like in Shanice and see Sabrina, y'all saying it's trauma bonding, right? They basically have trauma bonded. So that's a little bit of why she can't let go. At least that's the inception. I hope I ain't losing my voice, y'all. I ain't used to going live this much. Probably take a rest tomorrow. But anyway, that's part of what's happening with the Crystal thing. And then we can dig deeper. There's so much other layers too. So we'll do that. Darius is a national brand. He a businessman, and the only color he sees is green, and he wants y'all to have some. What? Am I reading that right? Darius is a national brand. He is a businessman. He's a scammer. He ain't no businessman. What you talking about? He running a scampire makes you a businessman, or does it make you a scammer? Does it make you a Ponzi scheme enthusiast? And the only color he sees is green, and he wants all y'all to have some. He don't want nobody to have no money. What you talking about? Is that a troll? What? Or is that a typo? I'm gonna give you grace because I could be my reading or comprehension. Anyway, Jay Vickers says, and Vell Darius showed the pic of Jeromie and his hubby and read the insult that was unnecessary. He thinks he is slick. I think I'm gonna end up playing a little part of that because the clip I got next is 20-something minutes. I'm not gonna sit here through that. But I think he mentions, because I still don't know what was really being said, but from this clip that we're about to watch, there's some mention of people saying they wear blouses and they paint their fingernails. And I had heard that they were talking about, I see this comment here too from Tanya, is the husband thin? Yes. So he's very thin, petite for a man. But we see men who are very thin. So does he look malnutrition? Not necessarily. He's just a small, like skinnier guy. Right, Tanya. Darius, is that you? That comment I just read. Maybe that was Darius. Now that I think, because he's not on live. He claimed he had something to do, which was probably get off in time to watch. We had to schedule. He knew what time I was going live. Hey, Darius. Hey, Scamnesia. Hey, D Legion. Thank you for my Legion story. Anyway, Miss Kimberly, last comment for this. Miss Kimberly, Darius prides himself on being a master social media influencer, and he uses his large number of followers to impress people who are not social media savvy. Absolutely. And the truth is, his numbers are not that as large as what y'all think. He has them on the websites and stuff. Yes, but you can buy those numbers. He's been at it a decade. Right now, if I wanted to have 1 million followers, I could buy myself 1 million followers. How you can tell the difference between someone who has gained them organically, which is the approach I've decided to take with all of my platforms. That's why some of the numbers are lower than others. The way you can tell the difference between organic growth and people who have purchased bots is that our engagement is higher. So when you look at my videos, and you look at the percentage of subscribers versus the views on my videos, the average views, they make sense. Why is Darius Crooks, who has millions, even on YouTube, I don't know at this point, but he got maybe 300,000 subscribers. I got 40-something, 46, I think now. Why are my views similar to his? That don't even make sense. Why, when it comes to his Facebook posts and his general posts, his likes and engagement is similar to way smaller platforms, unless he has drama. And when he has the drama, it's not his followers as much as it is everybody else from the public who like, oh, let's go see what the stunt queen up to now. And then they gone. That's why he's starting his food tour stuff, slanderous food reviews again. Because that was a grift that was working for him. It was, he get to feed his shove food down his throat. No, he's addicted to food. He gets to go around causing chaos. He loves doing that. And he gets attention from the drama he creates and makes money from it, from the different social media platforms, and going live, talking about some, they kicked us out. Oh, E-Class, he snatched my phone. Call the police if I don't survive. Oh, y'all know what happened to me. All that. She loves it. And she gets paid to do it. That's the sad part. That's the negative part about the social media. You can create drama and you can be a horrible human being, and it rewards you for that. It does reward people like him for that. We're moving on to our next segment that kind of tells you, like when you question, how would somebody thrive in this? Just because they make a couple dollars. Oh no, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. So Jeromie, we got the whole Jeromie thing. The last clip I just played, y'all, was Darius Crooks having empathy for Jeromie and his husband and saying, yeah, and I understand this. We're a team. We're going to talk about this and figure these things out, blah, blah, blah. Then we fast forward to, this was either today or yesterday. Darius Crooks has gone live, and this is now how he feels about Jeromie and his husband. This was, like I said, about 2.5, 3 weeks later.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I'm so sorry. I can't hear it. That's what this is. Look at anybody that's popping on social media. Anybody full of hate. Full of hate. You could say the right thing. Tabitha Brown. They hate her. Half lover, half hater. Miss Netta. Half lover.
Do half people, when I'm like, he just saying shit now. Half the people hate Tabitha Brown. Does Tabitha Brown have drama? I ain't never seen Tabitha Brown in the shade room or the neighborhood talk or in the blogs. What is he talking about? I'm not saying everybody loves Tabitha Brown, but I'm saying that her level of people who don't like her is at a normal, acceptable level. No person in life, no human is liked by every single person. And when you get to be a public figure and you get on a platform, yes, that number of people who don't care for you grows, but it doesn't become a toxic situation where they're creating hate videos on you and dragging you and all of that on a mass level and exposing you. Tabitha Brown's situation is nothing like Darius Crooks. Now, Miss Netta and them, they got some drama, but then they also, I mean, look at their brand. I'm like, she just saying stuff. And then they eating it up. Yep, people hate Tabitha Brown because I hate her because you not friends with her no more. Because she found out you a scammer. So I hate her too. I get it. Yep, everybody. Half people hate her now. What?
It don't matter. It's social media. That's what happened on social media. So I'm sorry. I can't go through with any of that. I can't go through with the notion of like maybe somebody's going through something mental. We're all going through something mental, right? You knew that when you signed up. You knew that when you came on board. You knew that when you quit the first time. You see what I'm saying? And none of the conversation was ever tailored towards any of the, here's where my mental is at. Do I believe he lost friends over like this, like he said? Well, I mean, anytime LaQuincy go to your house and you tell her to get out.
Y'all see her being messy? So we talked about, if we were wondering, when Jeromie first put that video out that he lost friendships over that, blah blah blah. Now Darius Crooks sneaks in, and you see how she all sassy with it. Well, he did tell LaQuinta to get out of his house. Messy. He loves the destruction. Loves it.
Is it? I mean, yeah, you lost friends, but whose fault is the losing on, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like you got to place the blame on the right person. Yeah, you can say you lost friends. I'm cool with you saying that. What's up, Candy Sincerity Johnson? Yeah, we all targets. It's cool. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's what it's going to be. But, you know, I don't care about that. Ghost Boy back talking about me. They stay wearing me out.
When he says Ghost Boy, just so y'all know, that is Darnell, and he has the YouTube channel. Well, it's on Facebook too. We Can All Do Better. So that's who he's talking about, and he has been doing like expose coverage of Darius Crooks in recent months. Darius Crooks lied on him and said that Ghost Boy has been stalking, harassing him, and doing commentary on him for years. I think he said 3-4 years. That was a lie from the pit of hell. Ghost Boy just became aware of Darius Crooks like some months ago. Craziness. But, you know, she lies and creates a narrative.
Baby, go make your content.
And I got to quit. You know what? I've started calling him Ghost Boy too, because so many people do it, and it just got stuck in my head, because that's how I knew of him as Ghost Boy before anything. But they call him that, or start calling him that, because he does basically like I do commentary, but he's not on camera. He has just an avatar up, whereas y'all get to see my face, my expressions, and me act a fool. You can't see him, you just hear his voice. So that's why they call him. And people didn't know his identity for the longest. And so that's why they would call him Ghost Boy.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, and the whole thing with his husband, you know, I want to protect his husband too, but it's like they talking about my husband. Well, honey, y'all wear blouses and Gucci belts and painted fingernails. Of course they gonna talk about you. That's par for the course. Deal with it and move on. They're not gonna not talk about you. You posted it. You the one hit post. You the one hit upload photo. Yeah, they're gonna talk about you.
So you see how he's now using that to throw it in their face and drag Jeromie. Again, this was supposed to be the unbreakable friendship when they were doing the Q&A. Oh, we good friends, and they don't know how long we didn't known each other, and they think they gonna come between us. They just don't know. Then nobody, for one, y'all came between each other. Horrible.
So I mean, it's like I thought he had thicker skin in this, because I'm like, they talk about me too, but guess what? And they call me everything. I'm called all names. I left Piccadilly. The lady was like, you are one of the most hated people on the internet. I don't even know why. I love you. Same thing I said, sis. I don't know why.
I don't know if I believe that part of the story, but that's what she does. Again, this is part of the indoctrination. Everybody hates me, and I don't know why. I mean, I am a millionaire, and I guess they're just jealous. What? Literally, people say why they hate you, or why they have problems with you, and why they expose you. And some of the people who expose you say they don't even hate you. I don't necessarily hate you. I despise you. And I definitely despise what you do, but he hates me though. He said he hates my voice, but he don't listen to me. He ain't never watched nothing I did. I'm as dry as watching paint dry, is what he said. But he don't watch my content, won't give me a click and view, but he hates my voice, and watching me is like watching paint dry. The math ain't mathing. How would you know watching me is like watching paint dry if you don't watch me? He's a fan. He's a fan. Remember to hit that like button, Crooks. Or the thumbs down. You can still hit that. That's still engagement.
But, you know, you got to deal with it. whatever way you choose to deal with it, because people are not going to stop talking. And you better believe they found the weakest link.
Oh, I forgot too. I'll find these clips. Because I'm gonna end up doing a montage of him claiming that he doesn't watch my content, but then all the things that he said that proves he watched my content. One time, him and I was trying to do this instead. One time, him and Eric, his friend from the west side of Chicago, somebody asked me about yesterday. They were on his live lying about, I can't even remember what the hell. Eric was gaslighting. But anyway, one of the things they talked about was my voice. And Eric's like, and where that voice come from? Meaning my voice had got deeper since he's known me. I was like, yeah, I got a radio voice now. What about it? Hater. Because you still talk like this at 50 years old. But anyway, doing that. And on top of that, then they said, yeah, and him over there with that filter on. Bitch, I ain't got no filter. This is just good skin. But you don't watch me? I literally have it. I have this stuff. Oh, I can't wait to get. Lydia says, stay focused, Vell. Right. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you for the reminder.
You better believe they found the weakest link and went in hard. They found the biggest link and went in hard. And I guess he couldn't take it. None of us are exempt from being talked about. But what am I supposed to do? So I don't know. I'm trying to process my feelings and just deal with this the best way I can. I don't want to harbor any anger or resentment toward anybody.
So you see now the energy is now Crooks is disappointed that the Three Kings got canceled, that he was forced to cancel the Three Kings because Jeromie quit. The issue is that, and the problem for Jeromie that helped Darius Crooks create this narrative is that Jeromie did in fact quit before Darius Crooks made the announcement official, but we knew he was canceling it. Had Jeromie went through the motions, went to that old make-believe ass meeting they was supposed to have on Monday, and allowed Darius Crooks to say, I'm canceling it, and him come to the public first, it still would have got shifted on Jeromie in some way. But now he's able to lean towards, see, Jeromie got on that live and he quit it. Jeromie fooled by it on top of that, because he like, well, I did say I quit first. Darius was canceling it. Scamisha was canceling the event. We saw it. She was saying it. She just kept playing, dangling the carrot in front of the D-Hags, hoping that a few more of them would buy some tickets so she could not refund their money first. Oh, wrong thing.
But this is why I moved the way I moved in business. Oh yeah. Oh, they definitely capitalized off of it. They got him. They got him. I don't think Jeromie is the weakest link. I just think he wasn't, baby. Anybody who walks away twice, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anybody who walks away twice, I'm sorry. They walked away twice. Sorry, babe. They didn't even go in hard, like I said, use it as an excuse. Isn't he mature enough to, at this moment in point in his life, not to worry about people where, I guess, I don't know. I can't talk about how he chooses to deal with it. I don't know. I can't. Don't let anything or anyone else interrupt your coins. I agree, but what you want me to do? I mean, I wish him well, I do. And hopefully he'll be okay. At some point. But People are already screen recording. People are already gonna do what they're gonna do. I knew that before I went live. I'm fine with it. Trust me when I tell you.
When you're fine with something, do you constantly repeat that it's happening? For somebody who's so fine with the commentary and the exposing and the exposés, why you got to mention it every day now? That sounds like you're bothered. That sounds like, I'm gonna put that as a poll question in a second. But does it sound like he's bothered? I'm just saying that. Does it sound like he's bothered? Because he constantly every day is mentioning that he's unbothered.
They convinced him what? They convinced him he was the reason why the tickets weren't selling. That's why he was livid. That's what he was livid about. Oh yeah, I don't go to those sites either, babe. I see what they post in the group, in like the groups on Facebook.
Another lie. Darius Crooks claims multiple times, we have these sound bites as well, where he says, I don't go to them groups. Y'all tell me what they saying. I got people over there and they bring me any information when they be saying stuff, but I ignore all them groups. I ignore Twitter. I ain't got no Twitter no more. This girl just literally said that she goes in the group. We already knew this. This ain't no surprise to us. I'm just telling y'all. She comes in there under burner accounts. She just told y'all. Do y'all think that she's coming in as Darius Crooks? Do you think her name when she's searching these groups and requesting to join them? Do you think she's joining as Darius Crooks? So she's telling you she has burner accounts, which we've been saying for years. She tells on herself when you really listen.
And what? They convinced him he was the reason why the tickets weren't selling. That's why he was livid. That's what he was livid about. Oh yeah, I don't go to those sites either, babe. I see what they post in the group, in like the groups on Facebook.
How do you see what is posted in the groups on for those of you who don't know, the Exposing Darius Crooks group? How do you know what's in that group if you're not in the group?
Yeah, I hope he does too. I hope he gets the help he needs as well. I mean, you know, I don't wish bad on anybody. That's not gonna solve nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna resolve literally nothing. But at the same time, it doesn't negate the fact that, you know, you said that you would do something and then you walked away not once, but twice. Twice. That's where I'm stuck at. You know what I'm saying? Like, twice. Right? And I'm like, what allows a person to be able to do this? You know? And then like the whole, I'm stressed out. And I'm like, you can't be stressed out because of nothing we doing. What is we doing that's making you so stressed? It can't be us. Has all the legal stuff been resolved? There's nothing really legal to do. We have a partnership agreement in place. That's pretty much it.
Another lie. Well, either this the lie or the other one was the lie. Remember in the Q&A, I know y'all smart, so y'all be remembering stuff. Y'all not the flying muggers, so y'all do remember these things. Do y'all remember where during the Q&A fiasco? I'm sorry, the Q with no A's that we watched, that live fiasco there, shit show. Do y'all remember them saying that there's no contract? Darius Crooks was like, we ain't got no contract between us. And they agreed that LaQuinty was the only one with a contract. So what the hell is he talking about now?
It can't be us. Has all the legal stuff been resolved? There's nothing really legal to do. We have a partnership agreement in place. That's pretty much it.
What is the partnership agreement when you said that there was no contract with y'all, only with LaQuinty? Which one is the lie? The what you said during the Q with no A's, or this one? She's allowed to be lying. She's not used to her lies being so heavily documented. Y'all remember it. I'm seeing y'all comments. I'm going to get down to them.
We have a partnership agreement in place. That's it. It's not really a contract that says you got to do X, Y, and Z. I mean, could we create something that stands up in the court of law? It could, but listen. This is the...
Who's suing who? Who is there to sue? No business ever happened. And Darius Crooks said he took over everything and paid for everything because he was the majority owner and it was his brainchild. Who are you suing for what? Nothing ever, no event ever happened. And these flying monkey delusionals just feeding into it. It's so ridiculous. A bunch of people from the short yellow bus. Those people, when we was in school, y'all, when we was in elementary school and stuff, y'all know how they would take a few of our classmates out the room when we had reading and math. They would have to take them to the lower classes. We in 7th grade, they taking them down the hall to the 4th grade for the reading and math portions. That's his followers, most of them.
The risk you assume when you decide to do shit like this. Did he get paid? Nobody got paid yet. We were going to. Yeah, you're stressed that it hasn't even happened yet. Exactly. But that's what the message is saying. They're stressed, they're this, they're that. Mr. Williams, get over it. Shaming him is not going to do anything about them tickets not selling. I took full accountability for tickets not selling. If you didn't hear me do that, let me do that right now. I, Darius Travoy Williams, also known as Darius Cooks, takes full responsibility for tickets not selling. There is zero blame being put on Jeromie for tickets not being sold. None. None. You never heard me once blame him. So if you want to assume I'm blaming him, that's fine, but I'm not. Or I'm shaming him or whatever, I'm not. I'm taking 100% accountability. I've said that before. I don't mind repeating it. Or what people say, I see you, Jewel. I believe we should offer him some understanding. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind offering understanding. But when you're a leader, you position it differently. When you're a leader, you position yourself differently. You don't, you got to be able to handle it. You're a leader. You can't in one breath say this is what I do. I can't come to y'all and say I've been in social media 15 years. And it's been about 15 years. It's probably been longer than that since I've been doing social. 2006, so almost 20. But you can't say that I'm a leader, I do this, I make this, I lead in this capacity, and the moment the water is ruffled, you out the door. You can't. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all know that or not. If you... Cut this off for a second. Y'all got a job. Y'all work. What if the owner of your company was a weak-ass bitch? Right? What if your boss...
What if the owner of your company was a weak-ass bitch? Who are we talking about now? Is this still about Jeromie? Is that his way of calling Jeromie a weak-ass bitch? Let me close out this poll just in case I want to put up something else. Is Darius Crooks bothered by being exposed daily? 79% of y'all say yeah. 21% of y'all are either the flying monkeys or your finger slipped or you need to learn more about this situation. He's bothered. Well, and you don't know him like I know him. He's highly bothered. Highly bothered. When Darius Crooks ain't bothered about something, and when he's through with it, he don't talk about it. He wouldn't mention it. That's how I always know when I'm under his skin, because he mentioned. That's why the lunch machine story got told the other night. because I'm under his skin. I know her very well. Very well. I keep telling y'all that.
Or your manager was a weak ass bitch, how comfortable would you be working at a place where the leadership didn't possess any real leadership abilities? How comfortable would you be going to work if every other day your boss said, I'm out of here? For those people who are leaders, those people who are bosses, managers, directors, VPs, CEOs, whatever the case may be, how prompt do you think your employees would grab their keys and their purse and be out the door if they realize that you as a leader, as their leader, had no leadership abilities? Be a little tough. Be a little tough. And you're like, are you staying or are you leaving? Are you quitting or are you working? What are we doing here? Again, that's the difference here. You got to separate this out. You can't be looking at this scenario like a regular, everyday person, right? This is a leader. This is a leader. This is somebody who is in a leadership ability, capacity. There's no way you can lead like that. And then have people respect you, whether they're employees or whether you're an employee and they're the boss. You can't. You can't. There's no way people would respect my authority if I'm like, oh, I quit. Or I can't do this. I'm stressed out. This is making me, I'm losing friends over it. I can't do that. If you seen me respond like that on social media, you would be like, you know what? I don't even think I want to spend money with him, child. It would turn your stomach a little bit. Right? And if you saw me acting out in that way, I guarantee you, some of y'all would be like, ooh, yeah, my loyalty to Darius Cooks is gonna change. I don't know. He can't keep doing that. He can't keep acting like that. That's a little, what's going on with him? And then what y'all to be in my inbox? Maybe you should take some time off. Maybe you should get off of the internet. Maybe you should do, yeah, you can't act like that. Yeah, you need structure and stability. That's exactly what you need. I know. But Jeromie exhibited problematic outbursts during your meetings way before he started quitting. If the wind blows, you don't put on the tornado sirens, okay? The wind picks up. You don't turn on the tornado sirens. It's just wind. It's just rain. The clouds are just dark, right? You don't cut on the tornado sirens. What you just did by telling me that he did outbursts, that's a Monday morning quarterback. Immerse yourself in it during the moment. You don't have a magic ball that you can look at that's going to tell you what the future is going to hold. So you can't make a determination, but he had outbursts in the meetings. Okay, what does that lead to? What does that mean? It means nothing if you don't add more context to it.
Okay, so we're going to rewind a little bit. I had to take a quick little restroom break. But there's a key piece in here where we see the hypocrisy and gaslighting of Darius Crooks at its height, at its absolute height, where he takes advantage of his newer followers not really knowing his history and his older followers being so indoctrinated that their delusion has and being gaslit so long has allowed them to become delusional and so dysfunctional that they don't even trust their own memories. want to play just this section. Let me see if it's here.
This is a leader. This is somebody who is in a leadership ability, capacity. There's no way you can lead like that. And then have people respect you, whether they're employees or whether you're an employee and they're the boss. You can't. You can't. There's no way people would respect my authority if I'm like, oh, I quit. Or I can't do this. I'm stressed out. This is making me, I'm losing friends over it. I can't do that. If you seen me respond like that on social media, you would be like, you know what? I don't even think I want to spend money with him, child. It would turn your stomach a little bit. Right? And if you saw me acting out in that way, I guarantee you, some of y'all would be like, ooh, yeah, my loyalty to Darius Cooks is gonna change. I don't know. He can't keep doing that. He can't keep acting like that. That's a little, what's going on with him? And then what y'all to be in my inbox? Maybe you should take some time off. Maybe you should get off of the internet. Da-da-da-da.
Some of y'all saying kitchen comeback. I'm finna take us way back where it was a lot more dramatic than a kitchen comeback. Because a kitchen comeback was a weekend event that just went awry. Those people had, yes, they lost their money from the weekend, but they had other livelihoods and stuff. But what about, because he talking about a boss, a leader, a boss and a leader. That might be a person who has 3 restaurants across 2 states, in 2 different states, with hundreds of employees, supposedly, allegedly. He said, you would lose respect for me if I use my mental health as an excuse to quit a business that had people relying on it.
A popular Atlanta chef says his decision to suddenly shut down his restaurants has nothing to do with the trouble he's facing involving another business. Channel 2's investigative reporter Nicole Carr is live in College Park. And Nicole, the chef told his social media followers that this is all about his mental health.
Right. And Jovita, we know he hasn't shied away from talking about that, especially in recent weeks when he says it all took a turn right before he shut down these 3 restaurants. But state records give us a glimpse into what was happening with this particular restaurant, Soul Crab Atlanta, over the summer, as well as another business the state says he was operating illegally.
Draw your own conclusions. Take what you want. I think people are saying, oh, because of the you just got sued that, now there's a depression. This investigation and situation has been going on since the summer of last year.
Darius Williams posted a nearly 20-minute Facebook video to fans Tuesday morning. The Atlanta entrepreneur telling them about his path to better mental health and denying his trouble with the state is tied to this, the sudden closure of his 2 Atlanta restaurants and Chicago establishment this week.
I wrote the check in December, so I don't really understand how one has to do with the other. And, it is what it is.
Williams is referring to his $145,000 settlement with the state, which has accused him of operating an illegal credit repair business where he accepted money before providing services or misled customers about how he could actually help them. He still operates legally in other states in response to complaints saying some clients may have further damaged their own credit after he signed them on.
I don't want to go into people's personal stuff because, I'm bound to confidentiality, but that's typically what happens.
State records show both the credit repair business and one of the restaurants, Soul Crab ATL, lost its business licensing with the state last summer because of financial and compliance issues. Williams doesn't address the restaurant's record, but says the state judgment and restaurant closures are unrelated and denies financial problems.
All right, cool. It's $145,000 I got to write, and this is off my back. No big deal. Give me the checkbook.
I used to work here. I thought the food was great. I mean, really, I thought the food was great.
So what did Darius Crooks just say about a leader who would quit due to their mental health? What do you call him? A weak ass bitch. A weak ass bitch. Is that what he is? That's not even. I know some of y'all getting bits and pieces here, there. Y'all ain't seen everything I've covered. Y'all ain't seen everything that people been documenting on the lipstick alleys and the Twitters and the Facebooks and all that. I get it. It's fine. Stick with me. By the time this all done, y'all gonna all have PhDs in Scamisha, Scamyonce, Scampa, Scamoto, Scampa. Y'all gonna all have it. D Legion. I'm forgetting this new name. D Legion. Y'all gonna all have PhDs. This bitch right here is calling Jeromie a weak ass bitch because he chose to back away from a event that was getting canceled a few hours earlier than it was officially canceled. But yet this motherfucker sat there and abruptly closed 3 restaurants. Soul Crab, Atlanta. The state took that one. Let's keep it real. The state took Soul Crab Atlanta, but he closed Greens and Gravy and Soul Crab Chicago and Soul Crab Atlanta. Had to be closed with no notice to the employees. Now this bitch want to gaslight people 3 years later, because that was in 2021, February of 2021 to be exact. She want to gaslight people and act like she cares about her staff. You had 100, supposedly nearly 100 staff back then, supposedly, and you closed abruptly. This little 3 Kings fiasco, 3 Queens fiasco, y'all had 1 employee. That was what's her name? LaQuinty. Get the fuck out of here with your gaslighting. It's ridiculous. She acts like we don't have a memory. She acts like it wasn't documented by the goddamn news and papers. She gets on with her theatrics, with her vitamins, prescription vitamins, acting like this was mental health related. Now, even if we go with your lie that this is mental health related, that makes you a weak ass bitch. Your words, not mine. We just repeat what you just said. Pot calling kettle black. Jeromie weak. But what was you? But this ain't even the first time. I told y'all when he ran off from Chicago, when the Cupcake Gallery and the Fresh to Go and the Local Holla and the Sugar Whip and the Lunch Machine and the whatever else I ain't thinking of right now all failed. She ran off to New York. Sorry, she was heading to Philly to get Philly cheesesteaks, missed her turn, ended up in New York, and moved there forever. For her mental health, and then posted about her mental health. That was time number 1. Time number 2 that I'm aware of. Nope. Let me get the timer right. Time number 2 that I'm aware of, it's documented. I just don't have it handy. She's also said her and the lunch lady Eric. Somebody I saw in your comment. I started, but I ain't got to it yet. Said, is that lunch lady Eric from the West Side? Yes, lunch lady Eric. Lunch lady Eric and Darius Crooks gets on one of Darius's lives, gaslighting the D-haggers, talking about, he always talking about, I got the receipts. I'm going to show it later. I'm going to get to it. I got to find it, all that. Girl, I thought you didn't watch my content. It ain't my fault that you got your scams are so elaborate, and you know this. That's why you've gotten away with it for so long, and you do that on purpose to a large degree, so that people are so confused that they think it's just about people not getting they $9 skillets that they paid $100 for. There's so much bigger than that. That's one little piece, but that's palatable for the average viewer. They like, oh, he don't deliver his products. He's scamming people with the dildos and crock pots. No, that's one minuscule part of it. I understand, not saying y'all who got scammed with that, it don't mean nothing, but that's a part of a huge ass pie A pot of scammery that can feed the goddamn world. It can feed Africa. I shouldn't say that. I don't like that stereotype. It can feed the goddamn world. The pot's so goddamn big of scams. List of scams. She knows that. So then she wants to say, because I can't find her hundreds of thousands of digital images of receipts of her scams, and then the other hundreds of thousands of hours, well, I ain't gonna say hundreds, but tens of thousands of hours of video footage, just like what I just showed you. Tons of it. She act like that mean I'm lying. Girl, no. But it's getting archived. Don't worry about it. It's getting very organized. I learned a lot. I didn't expect this. When I first started looking into it, I did not know this was this. This is a whole goddamn series. I hear people like, this should be a documentary, a Lifetime. No, y'all, this is a whole goddamn series. This would be like All My Children. We'll be able to do episodes on this for about 30 years. Daily, Monday through Friday. Seriously. So that's why lowly old YouTuber me, it's hard for me to get this stuff out to y'all like that. But I do my thing. So again, first scam, first mental health, what do you call it? Weak ass bitch leader mental health issue was scamming in Chicago. All those businesses fall apart. We watched the video yesterday. For those of me acting like I don't bring him, never show. We watched it yesterday where he was in an interview with the Humanities Festival in Chicago at an interview at Peach's Restaurant, talking about how he escaped to New York, going to Philly to get some Philly cheesesteaks. That was related, and he talked about he called his mental health episode a rough patch. However, we got documented proof that we read the Facebook post where he talked about it being a full-on mental health breakdown. He left everything and everybody in Chicago and escaped to New York. That's more than a little rough patch, girl. So that was the first time. The second time still ain't this. I ain't got to this yet. The second time she pulled that stunt, not as big as the others, but it was with the Dining with Darius Crooks events back in the day in 2016, 2017, one of them years. I have it. It's documented on Lipstick Alley too. She claimed that she had a mental health breakdown. She was stressed. She was overwhelmed. And she was canceling all of these dining events for like a whole season. And she claimed that she was going to refund everybody their money. We now know that she did not refund nobody their money. It was well over $90,000. People back then, she was using Eventbrite. You'll notice she doesn't use third-party platforms with the exception of Shopify, because she can't get those things. Like an Eventbrite would be a very convenient way for her to do her ticketing and stuff and keep it all organized and communicate with people in a concise and clean manner. She can't use it. Why? Because she owes them $90,000. Because when she canceled those events in 2016, 2017, people reached out and tried to get refunds from the payment system, the third-party payment agent, which was Eventbrite. Eventbrite paid those people their money back because it's a legitimate organization, and they went after Darius Crooks for their money. Now, what happened with that, I don't know. I know he got the notice at the Greens and Gravy restaurant because one of the employees behind the scenes told me the whole story and how they saw it and read it. That was time number 2. Time number 3 is this. Then there's been something else. I can't even think of it. But Jeromie is a problem. Jeromie can't handle it. Should be ashamed of herself. These are the theatrics she does with the pill bottles. Probably, like I said, probably vitamin D supplement. Like I said, I get low vitamin D. I'm vitamin D deficient, and every once in a while, my doctor will give me prescription for vitamin D. Comes in bottles that look like regular prescription bottles. Don't mean that I got mental health issues. She ain't show those labels. We don't know what that really is. So anyway, she's showing the pills. I was trying to find the actual. Oh, here it is. So I could read it. I can't read it on that screen. Oh, I can read it over here on my monitor. Says, it was about 2 weeks ago, I felt a rush come over me. So then here's the rest of it. Hopefully I can see this. Ooh, it's still tiny. Hopefully come on that screen quick. Says, it was about 2 weeks ago that, now this is her posting on her Facebook, her social media. I don't even know. This is 2020. Oh, this is related to the restaurants closed. No, this is before. That was before the restaurants closed. That was before. Restaurants closed in 2021. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They closed in 2019. They closed in 2019. Because it was before the pandemic. Or early 2020. It was early 20. So it would have been around this time. Okay, we'll see. Let me read and quit trying to guess because it's too much shit to remember. Says, it was about 2 weeks ago, I felt this rush come over me, and not in a good way. I felt like crying, like literally tears were forming for no apparent reason. I had felt this feeling before. This time, it was stronger. It was more apparent. Showtime was in 90 minutes. So I talked myself out of acknowledging my feelings and promised to check in with them later. I made an appointment that night to see my psychiatrist when I got back to Atlanta. After a full workup, the news was delivered. It's an imbalance. That's what depression is. Someone said to me, well, you don't look depressed. That's when I told her, mental illness doesn't have a look. If you're not feeling yourself, and you've done what everyone else said to do. You've tried prayer, eating a vegan diet for a day, smoking weed, meditating, yoga, and everything else people will talk you into doing. A good psychiatrist and therapist will always do the trick. Listen. You have one life to live. Live it to its fullest. In the best health ever. So that is Darius Crooks. Where her theatrics for her mental health grift. I call it a grift. Because it's her way of manipulating her audience. She's a sociopath. That's her only mental illness. And she pushes through that. This is her way of grifting and gaslighting them. And they fall for it every time. I think that was around the time of the restaurants closing. But anyway, so you ask yourself, how can a person who has done this, and this is just what I'm showing y'all tonight, because I'm moving along. We got to move on. We've been at this almost 2 hours. Gee, I ain't even got to the lunch machine. I'm going to have to change the thumbnail and everything because we ain't getting deep enough in this lunch machine thing tonight. So, this was another poll question. Here's a poll question coming your way because we ain't doing over, what we about to hit 2 hours. We ain't doing over 3 for sure. I'm just abruptly be like, bye. Y'all be like, Vell, where you go? The screen just go black. We ain't doing over 3 hours. Ain't happening. Next poll question is, have you ever seen a picture of Darius Crooks' father? Have you seen a picture of Darius Crooks' father? Because you may ask yourself, with all that we have been reading, that's not his father next to him in that picture. That's not the father. But you may be asking yourself, does look like a twin, but that's not his father. You may be asking yourself, how can a person act like this? How can we watch him gaslight the audience, be such a hypocrite when along his entire internet career, he has used mental health crises as a grift every time he gets in trouble, every time the exposing gets the best of him, he uses it. He has quit businesses with at least close to 100 employees. He has walked away. Most recently, y'all mentioned the Comeback Kitchen. Walked out of events that people were supposed to get paid for. Those waitresses, the wait staff, still have not gotten their tips from Darius Crooks. Hopefully Chantel was able to make them whole. Probably not. But then she gets on and acts like she's such a great leader, upstanding, and has never had any issues, and points a finger at a man who has never had any of those issues, that being Jeromie. You'd be like, what type of narcissistic, delusional energy does that come from? How does that happen? How does that happen? Give you a little peek into how that happens. Poll question I'm closing out is, have you ever seen a picture of Darius Crooks' father? Out of 93 of y'all voting, 13% of you said yes. I'm surprised about it. 87% of you said no, you've never seen his father. Don't feel bad if you've never seen his father, because he's only seen his father maybe 3 to 4 times more than you in that case. So here's a picture of Darius Crooks' daddy. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he left his hat was his home. And when he died, all he ever left us was a scamyance and delegion. So this is a picture of Darius Crooks' daddy. And Darius Crooks on Father's Day of 2017 posted a backstory about his daddy. Now, I knew this back in the day because literally when I met Darius Crooks, he was 19 years old. I was 25, I think, 24, 25. His daddy had just passed away maybe a week or two prior, or the same week. It was very, very tight window. And I remember as I read this over this morning, this afternoon as I was pulling stuff in for y'all. As I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. The things he was saying. So here's the post. I should put it up quicker because it would have been on that screen because it's harder to read over here. It's too tiny. Y'all know I be struggling. I have the glasses on and be struggling. No, it's bad. It's bad, y'all. Here it is. Ooh, I don't know. Guess because it's dark, it's still hard for my eyes to see. Give me a minute. I'm going to stumble a little bit. I can tell because it's hard to read everywhere I'm looking at it. But anyway, this is Darius Crooks setting the scene. June 19th, 2017, Facebook post. Never had much of a father. Why it make me want to read it like an old Color Purple movie or something? Never had much of a father. My biological father died when I was 19. Looking at him in the casket was probably the 4th, maybe the 5th time I ever remember seeing him. I never shed a tear. How could I? His presence in my life was never significant enough. All of his kids he had, they tell me, me and him, oh God, my eyes got lost. That's what I get for clouding. Me and him, what my eyes are, what a tell me he and I look most alike. How is it possible to look this much like someone I never really knew him? I never forget it. 312-991-5909 was his beeper number. He said to beep him and he was gonna come back and pick me up. Try to read over here because my eyes keep getting lost. It's too big. I beeped him no less than 75 times with the 911 at the end because it was my emergency. I stood on the steps of our apartment building looking at every car that rolled down the street. I hoped each car I saw was his. Imagine how my early teen self felt when he never showed up. I was crushed. There's a little of that pain I still carry today. Actually, I've never had a great male role models. The ones I saw or that were placed in my life taught me crazy lessons. One taught me it was acceptable to meet a woman and treat her only kid like ish. Another taught me it was okay for your character never to match your integrity. As long as no one found out. Oh, y'all hold on to that. I'm gonna reread that one. Oh, I shouldn't have looked. Jesus, it's so much. Why he separate this into paragraphs? Now my eyes get lost. I can't find my line. Here we go. As long as no one found out. Another taught me that it was okay to date a woman and treat her kid kindly, but you could hit the woman if she ever got out of line. I'm no saint. I've done my share of horrible things in life, but it's a wonder I made it this far based on the examples I had in my life. Father's Day for me means nothing. However, I can certainly appreciate all the great celebrations going forth for all of the men who have represented well. I have given up hope that I will ever know what it is like to have a dad. I can't even physically say a word. I vow, though, to fuel this energy into being my kids everything I never received, saw, learned, and accept from my own dad. Life, it sure is interesting. So, I know I stumbled a little bit. You know, this is the first time. Give me some grace. Give me some grace. Give me some grace. If I had this script and I was able to practice a little bit, I would have went smoother. But take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. So anyway, this is Darius Crooks, Scamnation, D-Legion, Scamyance, giving her account of her life and lack thereof with her daddy. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever, y'all so silly. Wherever he left his hat was his home. And when he died, all he ever left us was Darius Crooks, bariatric boy stuck in a, little boy stuck in a bariatric body. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, so we see here what Darius Crooks tells us that, hold on, let me find the line. Girl, you should have separated this into paragraph. I can't find what I'm looking for. This one, this part here, this line here. Y'all know I read. I ain't gonna put it back on the screen because it's gonna throw me off. I ain't gonna be able to find my spot again. Says, another taught me that it was okay for your character never to match your integrity as long as no one found out. Crooks said that. Crooks said it. One of the men, one of the very few male role models in his life taught him that it was okay for your character never to match your integrity as long as no one found out. Ain't that what we watching today, y'all? What he was taught? He also said, I'm no saint. I've done my share of horrible things in life. But it's a wonder I made it this far based on the examples I had in my life. Girl, you was raised in the gutter. And so that explains your gutter behavior. And this is not a full, I do have a bigger picture of the father. I don't have it handy, but I'm noticing this one's just cropped. This is how he cropped it. But there's a full picture of his father, and his father got his hands like this. You tell he in a club. Tell his father Papa was a rolling stone. You can tell that. And you see his knuckles, and they like he was a fighter or something, or scraping them across the ground as he walked, one or the other. So he was a street dude. He's telling us the origins of it. This is why he can't get himself together. This is why we can see the, again, acting like you have integrity as long as no one finds out. But we know, but you know, the delusional D-hacks. It's crazy. Crazy. And it's not our fault, Crooks, that your daddy barely knew your name. Did he even know your name? He only saw you, what you said, 4, 5 times max. And so you're acting out your childhood traumas on new victims weekly, literally, but it's never going to turn back the hands of time and bring your daddy back. It's not going to make him care. It's unfortunate. It's sad. I get it. You need a better therapist. And I honestly think if God did give your father the opportunity to come back to life, to be a daddy, he probably would refuse based on what he's seeing. It's sad. I get it. I know. But this is where we at. So it don't matter how much money you got and how much you scam the world, it'll never fill that void. Moving on. We can go deeper, but I'm gonna move on. Right. Food assist therapy, Explorer. Exactly. But now y'all seeing some of it. The other thing is, I have gotten more comments about how you do. Well, he tried to do a little glamour shot. Let me give you a real picture of. I got to find the younger picture. It was a picture I was trying to find of Darius Crooks, what he actually looked like during the time I knew him. Because when I knew him, he actually had hair. He wasn't bald. He's bald now. Well, y'all know that. I'm stating the obvious. But he wasn't bald when I last knew him. But anyway, people have said, how you end up with that? And I explained on yesterday that we all run through rough patches in life. Many of us who've dated, all of that, been in relationships. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, you come out of something and it really kind of took you through. You kind of reduce your standards thinking, if I go with somebody who's totally the opposite of what I normally am involved with and attracted to, maybe I'll have a better time. So I was like, let me not go after looks the next time around. I ain't gonna say it was on purpose, but when I met Darius Crooks and saw him for the first time, I was like, oh my God, what is this? But I was like, you know what? Because we had conversation prior to meeting and all of that on the phone. And I was like, the conversation was great. He was intelligent. He seemed mature at the time. You know, y'all have seen Darius Crooks. Y'all know she can put it on. She was good back even then at the age of 19. She was good at putting it on. So I was like, you know what? Let me give the ugly, fat, funny girl a chance. Because I had come out of a relationship with an Adonis. Truthfully, an Adonis. It's the love of my life at the time. So I shared this on Patreon, but I'm covering the face for y'all. Just to let you understand, because the narrative that she puts out there is that I'm obsessed and that she somehow she left me hanging and all of this other stuff when, for one, we dated for 2 years, then we were friends for almost a decade after that. So that's part A lie, part one of the lie. The other part of it is I dumped her and she was never my type. This was my ex before. And then this picture. Fine. But problems. Y'all know how to go. Some of y'all know. If you know in the chat, if you know what that means, fine, but you know, then the other stuff. Y'all already know. Put a 1 in the chat if you know. A 2 in the chat if you just ain't had that experience. But a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. So I decided I went for the looks, the brawn, the beautiful personality, talented, all that. I mean, yes, the love of my life at that time. I went that route. Let me I got to pull the picture down because stuff, you still get to this, though, this void of any feelings, nothing there. Like not a tingle, not a tangle, nothing. More of a, I can't believe oh my God, more of that. If you're going to be obsessed of anyone, over anyone you dated in the past, would it be this or would it be that? And again, I wish I could show y'all the face. Oh my God, the whole package is amazing. Oh, it's amazing. And then you add the personality and all that and create. Oh my God, it's just great. But again, I settled. I had to free myself from the other situation. And I was like, she young. She probably ain't as disturbed. She probably ain't got the baggage and stuff. She had baggage. She had baggage. This is what I didn't know. She had baggage. Oh, she had baggage. Y'all watching her baggage daily. She had baggage. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there again, just so people don't forget. Then this was this other thing we talked about yesterday, just a couple reminders. Narcissists. Narcissists will always conceal any information about themselves that doesn't fit their delusional narrative of how amazing and perfect they are. They will go to great lengths to hide their misdeeds and crimes just for this purpose. Just for this purpose. So I'm going to give you guys a little commercial break. I'm going to take a little quick breather, take a swig of water, and then we're going to move into the part 2 of the lunch machine story. We ain't finna get that far in at all, unfortunately. Not tonight. Look at, we already at 2 hours. So I'm gonna give y'all an hour of that. I'll find something. I ain't gonna say I'll find something, but I'll find something. I'll find my new approach because I ain't got enough time to get into what I was gonna get into. But it's gonna all get covered. Trust, it's gonna all get covered. Okay, what should I play for y'all? Y'all like this. Let me play this. Hold on, pull that down first.
Look, remember? Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would.
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money. The payback's a motherfucker, ain't it? Nigga.
When I see food, Damn, nigga, did you order that shit yet, man? Fuck, I'm hungry as a bitch. When I see food. Oh, come on!
Would not be just a nuffin', my head all full of stuffin', my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain.
Yeah, youngster. Yeah, get your ass up out of here.
Mom! Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama. I stayed off your ass out of respect for that woman. But if it wasn't for your mama, I would have broke your little ass down a long time ago. Jody? Little Jody? You know what I see when I look in your eyes?
You gonna cry now? Come on, cry, baby. Cry for me. Come on. Cry.
Deep in the recesses of my brain, a tiny red-hot little flame began to grow.
my baby. And ain't nobody finna touch him.
Once you have mastered karate, you can master any adversary. Okay, suppose you were attacked by 2 dope fiends, and they both have 12-inch knives. And it's about 2 in the morning, and you're in a dead-end alley. All right, what would you do?
I'd have a heart attack and drop dead.
Hey, Grady, would you please excuse yourself?
And the more they talk, I love it. Because they wanted to get in on it, right? They was like, you know, put us on, we're friends, help us out.
Okay. I mean for it. Well, in order for me to pull the videos, they automatically start. Anyway, so I figured out, I was like, where did I leave off yesterday? I was going to ask y'all, like, where the hell did I leave off? I couldn't remember. But we started watching this. It came to me. We started watching this. And so what we're going to do is for this our last hour, we'll just watch some of this. I'll do some commentary. We'll wrap it up with some comments. And then we will be back next week for sure as we continue. Yes, taco meat. I'll try to be reading the live chat. It's gonna it's harder for me to be displaying comments and seeing what's happening. Oh, you know what? But now I can go back over here. So let me see if I can put this up though. No, that's gonna be in the way. Never mind. So I'll just I might be able to display some comments while we watch. All right, so we're starting from the beginning of the video. So some of this we saw yesterday, but we're gonna start from the beginning. I don't forget now, but it starts with Darius Crooks with the ex-boyfriend. Exaggeration. I ain't gonna call it a complete lie because technically I am an ex-boyfriend, but that was a very short piece of our connection together. We were friends for a decade, dated for 2 years, almost. It wasn't even a full 2 years. So, but yeah.
And the more they talk, I love it. The more they oh, please. I'm made for this. My name is not Jeremy. I am made for this. You understand me? Oh, please keep talking. Please, I beg of you. Don't stop. Oh, don't stop. Please keep going. Please, I love it. I love it. Please keep talking.
So I believe that is it's like reverse psychology, where he's like, if I tell them I'm enjoying it and keep talking about me, they ain't gonna want me to enjoy it, so they're gonna stop talking about me because they're gonna think I like it. Girl, ain't nobody falling for that. I'm gonna keep talking. You're gonna keep claiming that it don't bother you and keep talking about it every day because it really does. That's what we on.
Speaking of wearing it out, where's Lavelle? Huh? Where's my ex from 20 years ago? Wide hip Lavelle.
Now again, I'm the ex for 20 years ago. We were business partners at that point when this came out, less than, I guess, 8-9 years prior to. So we just gonna skip all that and go straight to when we dated, even though that meant nothing to either one of us. But as we go on, you'll see it meant nothing. Again, it meant nothing to him. So why you keep referring to me as the ex? Because you're gaslighting the D-hags so they can hop in my DMs and say, you just jealous because you his ex. You seem like you would love scoring. You in love with him still. And then I drag them for filth. They learning. Oh, they learning. Oh, I drags them for filth. I say some horrible things. Y'all think I act up on here. Imagine what I say in them private DMs when them flying monkeys try to come for me. Stay on my goddamn DM. Well, no, come to the DMs. Let me educate you on a few things. Come on.
With them baby men, where he at? Huh? Y'all should have got me started with this drinks. No. Where is Lavelle? Huh? Oh, I always knew that he was Darius Crooks. Now, if you really want me to tell you the tea, I'll tell you the tea.
I've actually, again, she gaslight. At this point, I think we're very clear. I'll put a poll, but I think we're very clear that Darius is full of lies and gaslighting, but I do still want to point out those moments so people don't think like, oh, was Vell saying he always knew he was Darius Crooks? No, I never said that. I've always said I didn't know until he scammed us. By the time I found out, it was all shit. Everything had come. The house was on fire by the time I found out. I was like, oh my God, there was gasoline in here the whole time. That's when I found out she was a scammer. Not when we were dated them close to 2 years. Not when we were friends for almost a decade after that. She never showed me any of that. She was doing stuff. She did have a fake payroll company, and I've talked about that before in the earlier videos. But that was like corporate stuff, and I'm like, and I didn't know she was. I know she got fired because she created that fake payroll company and tried to poach her business, her employer's clients. I knew about that, but again, I thought that was her corporate. She's trying to do stuff and mess up. Like, I didn't look at it like, oh, she's a grifter. Like, I didn't know. And everything else she was doing, still, I don't really know in detail, but just looking back on how quickly she was able to obtain money at times when she was unemployed and stuff, now it's making more sense that she was doing little grifts. I think she was doing payroll fraud, allegedly. Well, I ain't got to say allegedly. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think it was something related to payroll that she was doing back then that was enabling her to like do these cash grabs. But I didn't know. I was naive. I did not know. So I've never said I always knew she was Darius Crooks. I knew when she scammed us. At that point, I knew.
The reason. Let me get this cabbage on first. Hold on 1 second. Y'all know I ain't got no good sense. Okay? Look at me now. Exactly. Okay. But a year ago, you wasn't saying that. I know you pissed off. LaBelle. Oh.
So that was him getting off the live. He's turning off the different platforms, the Facebook, the TikTok, the Instagram. And before he hits this last one that was still rolling, he says that it's supposed to be off camera, but you can see that he was doing that to try to get at me. Yeah, it was like whatever.
And ask me, do I? When I left y'all yesterday, the last time we were on here, I posted a video. So if you missed, I don't know how you missed it because the views are insane and the messages and the emails are insane. Okay, you guys are absolutely awesome. So thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. So, where do we even start? Okay. Lavelle, who I haven't seen in over 15 years, has been relentless on spreading lies about me. He's done numerous videos demeaning me, demeaning my character, which I'm okay with. However, he has realized that since he can't get to me, he has now attacked Jerome. For the past few weeks, he's been cyberbullying.
Again, we talked about this yesterday, but I have to be redundant and repetitive with some things because you got to always keep in mind there are new viewers who weren't with us yesterday, et cetera, et cetera. This was a situation where Darius Crooks had a bumpy face ex-boyfriend, was current boyfriend at the time. And his name was Romie Rome. I named him Romie Rome, Jerome. And Darius Crooks, what it was Jerome came for me in a lie. They went out to eat or something. Jerome started coming for me because Darius fed into him that I was somehow harassing him or calling him names or something. And I hadn't even talked about the guy. So then Jerome gets on, and I've showed that clip before, but Jerome gets on calling me big nose, big lips, and something or other. And people wasn't having it on the other platforms, the Twitters, the whatever. They weren't having it. And then somebody doxed Jerome. So Darius Crooks and Jerome that same day, I think when they went wherever they went, Darius Crooks got his phone up. He's like, look at his car. His car is nice. It's a Cadillac. Well, come to find out that wasn't Jerome's car. That was his ex-boyfriend's car. It was in his ex-boyfriend's name. But when Darius Crooks did this, trying to show off the boy's car, the man's car, Darius Crooks showed the man's license plate. People searched it, found out where he lived, found out his employer. And I ain't saying I justify any of that, but I'm just telling y'all what happened. So long story short, Darius Crooks then finds out that night when he is on his IG lives, laying in bed with the Taco Tuesday rusty meat chest and stuffing his face like Cookie Monster. He finds out somebody hits him. I think Jerome calls him or texts him or something while he was on live and was like, Dave, right, Walmart. He worked at Walmart and he was an eyewear specialist. Thank you, Sugar Spice. He was an eyewear specialist. And so Darius Crooks finds out on his live, while on live, he abruptly gets off, like, I gotta go, y'all. Gets off. He finds out what happens. I don't know if he got on that night or not. That part I don't know. Don't remember, I should say. But the next morning, Darius Crooks does this fake crying PSA and throws my name in it, and I had nothing to do with none of it at all. So that morning, I remember it very well because I had a barbershop appointment. I come out of the barbershop and my phone is blowing up, and I don't get text messages from my like real life family and friends regarding Darius Crooks stuff because they know it's like work for me. So we don't talk about it like that. But when I saw that I was getting messages from my family and friends, I was like, what is happening? And I'm seeing his name like in the unread messages. I was like, what this bitch did now? So I look, and then it's, did you see that, Darius Crooks is da-da-da, and then when I check my social media DMs, that's when I'm seeing another flood of people like, Vell, what you got to say about this? Look what he just did. He trying to blame you, blah, blah, blah. So then I watched the video as I'm commuting back to home, and I'm seeing this fake PSA of Darius Crooks saying that I have been harassing not only him, supposedly I'm harassing him, not exposing him, but harassing him and harassing, because I couldn't get to him, I started attacking Jerome. And I'm like, what is she talking about? But anyway, it was meant for people to come after me, harass me, all this kind of stuff. They know better. They know better. And so that was that. So that's what you're watching here, but it's a short clip. This is not the full thing, but that's what this is for those of you who are like, what is he talking about? And why you do that to him, Vell? It never happened, y'all. It never happened. Like, I had no involvement in it whatsoever. He just threw me under the bus, just like he throwing Jeromie under the bus. He needed somebody to blame, and it helps with his theatrics. My crazy ex is picking on us, ruining my life with the new love of my life because he's jealous. Girl, you dumped the boy 3 months later. Fake moving in together and all of that, and you dumped her. I knew that wasn't gonna last. You ain't never kept no relationship.
Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. So, where do we even start? Okay. Vell, who I haven't seen in over 15 years, has been relentless on spreading lies about me. He's done numerous videos demeaning me, demeaning my character, which I'm okay with. However, he has realized that since he...
Y'all notice he always say he okay with my videos. For somebody who okay with it, what is this supposed to be your approval? Am I asking for your approval? He's always, it don't bother me. They gonna keep going. I enjoy it. He's been demeaning me, and I'm fine with that. Girl, you're not. You're so not.
Can't get to me. He has now attacked Jerome. For the past few weeks, he's been cyberbullying Jerome and spreading lies, speaking negatively about his appearance. He's never met Jerome.
Now, fast forward, I think I always forget the Twitter names. Maybe Exposure is Good for the Soul. Maybe created this. I forget who. Somebody creates these on TikTok. I got to get better. I got to make notes so I remember to give credit. But somebody created this montage. I didn't create this on Twitter. And so they mashed up him doing the fake PSA, a little clip of that. And then this next one is the aftermath later and what Darius is saying about the same situation.
So are the stories true? Are they false? I don't know, because I don't know what stories there are. You have to realize I have never watched one video of his. I hate his voice. My ex Vell, who I haven't.
So as you saw, I ain't gonna rewind it, but as you saw the first clip, he's saying, I've been harassing him and I'm bullying him and blah, blah, blah. And he's okay with it. And then I'm harassing Jerome, but then he's never seen my content. Huh? How you saying I'm bullying somebody? I'm doing all this stuff. And then you saying you never seen my content. It's the math ain't mathing. Have you seen it or have you not? And if you've seen it, am I harassing you and Jerome or not, huh?
So let's just get I guess the big elephant in the room is Jerome. So let's just hit that on the head, right? The last video that you saw, which was yesterday, I posted a video saying that I had broken up with Jerome because of really the attacks that are on him now because he's associated with me. So you have people.
Oh, and I forgot about this part. This is why people dox Jerome. These Jeremy and Jerome thing throw me off because Jeremy's name is spelled like Jerome, and it's just my brain is like, stop it. Jerome got doxed because people were like, Darius is known for doxing people, like his fans, his former fans, the customers, anybody who tries to expose him. I've been doxed. Everybody I know who's been doxed. Everybody who he knows has been exposing him, even the people on Twitter, the various people who don't have YouTube channels and not doing videos, but they're just posting about his crimes and scams and predatory practices. He's doxed those people too, putting out their personal information, their addresses, who they, they spouses, kids, all of that stuff. So he's known for that. And then he'll say, tell me who I ever doxed. What, girl? She talks like we don't have, like nobody has sense. So people took that as an opportunity to say, here's a taste of your own medicine. You want to dox people's families and their kids and their husbands, and then say, fuck them kids. And, anybody who's minding their own business on their own platform, sharing information that is true about your behavior. You want to then drag them, out and call yourself exposing them, use their pictures as your profile picture for your, million of fake followers and, to see. Like, here's a taste of your own medicine. So they doxed Jerome, Jerome. They doxed Jerome, and she did all this theatrics around it. She made it content. She didn't care about Jerome though, because then she also broke up with Jerome, saying this he can't live my life. He can't handle it. He's saying he can handle it, but I told him no. He said it like he was like, what do y'all do when y'all kids want candy? Do you just let them have it? No, you tell them no, and they can't have the candy. I'm like, what? This man is 50 years old. He's talking about Jerome like he was a kid. Oh, it's ridiculous. I got content on that. You just got to search the archives. I couldn't even tell you where it's at, but we've talked about this before. Probably in the fake breakup PSA video. Maybe, I'm thinking. Yeah, it would have been in that. I'm pretty sure.
Who hate, we know this, right? People who hate me, right? They just don't like me. The ball has bounced from accusation to accusation. So at first I was I didn't pay my employees, then I was scamming people, then I was doxing, then I was sexually abusing women, then I was, sexually abusing black. The ball has bounced so many times that it is what it is. So these people, they don't like me, and really you can't get to me. You feel me? Like, they tried to get to Quentin and Ramon, who are actually right here, by the way. So I'm not saying anything that they don't hear. There's Quentin, there's Ramon, okay?
Both of which are now no longer with him. Both have been fired. Again, everybody who caps for Darius Crooks and protects him when he going through his ish, make themselves look a fool, and then he discards them like they're trash. They mean nothing. They never learn, though. It's like they walk into the slaughterhouse. They'll watch hundreds of people before them get slaughtered by Darius Crooks, and then they walk in right on behind them like, oh, but he gonna treat me better than that. It was y'all. It wasn't him.
We're in Pittsburgh for dining with Darius Cooks tomorrow and Sunday, and then next week we'll be in Memphis, right? Next week, Nashville, yeah. Memphis next week. It was in New York last week. What up, everybody? So because they can't get to me at all, they're now trying to attack people who are like close to me and close around me. So obviously Jerome is up on the list. So what happened was his personal information had got posted, his address, where he works, all that information is out. And, everybody ain't built for this public life. I can handle it. You feel me? I ain't got nothing to hide, all right? The unfortunate thing, like I said, was that it's my ex, who I haven't seen.
Again, now y'all catching this. Maybe this needs to be one of our words too. Ex, my ex. That's supposed to be me. Never mind friends for a decade and ex-business partner who he scammed, but I'm the ex. That's one of our words. So far we got love you, transparent, millionaire. Somebody told me to put babe on there because he does call them babe. When he trying to love bomb them. And then my ex. Those are our words. Don't start drinking now. And what we'll do is probably a word, a video or something, because I can't put all these words in here because y'all be wasted. Y'all have to be going to the hospital to get y'all be dehydrated. Have to get pumped full of fluids. Y'all had to drink too much.
In probably about 15 years. Now I'm gonna tell you why he upset. Draw in your leaning ear. If I was you, it's about to be good, child. If you at work, put your headphones on. If you got an office, close your door. All right. If you watching the stories, put it on pause. Okay. So many people are like, what is his deal? Why is Lavelle, he goes by randomness of Vell on YouTube. Now, I've not seen one YouTube video. You won't get a click, a like, a view from me. God damn it. Okay, I've seen nothing, but
how would you even know the channel name? I said this yesterday. That's baffling to me for something you don't watch. And that name was not that's why it's been changed. And this was back when the name was that was a year ago, whatever it's been now. How you know that kind of the reason I changed the name was because people were getting it all messed up, and I'll be getting shout out from other, on other platforms and other YouTubers and stuff. They be shouting on my channel. They'd be like, Vell's random something. Like I was like, it was so many times. I was like, I gotta simplify it. Now we just Vell B. Vell B reacts or Vell B. So how she remember it, the name that everybody was effing up so much so that I changed the channel name. How she know it and she don't even watch it? What? Such a liar.
I heard snippets because there was some commentary about this lady named Dr. Blue on Instagram, on Facebook, and she, Dr. Blue gave lots of commentary, right? So anyway, well, his job is fine. We've secured that. His job is fine. He ain't got no issues at work. So if you watching and you,
I'm seeing some questions. I'm gonna wait until we get to the last when I'm gonna do the question part. So hang in there to the end. And so if you have a question, form it as a question. Put my name at me like this person. Oh, I can't read your name. Sakaya. Like they did with just at me and then put your question with a question mark. And I'll know it's a question. I'm gonna start, and then I'm just only gonna be reading questions in the end, and I'll answer everything unless you get too crazy.
trying to tear him down at work, it's not gonna work. Okay. Find some other angle. Come after me. I'm sitting right here. All right. So here's what happened. So Lavelle and I dated, I was 19. I'm 40 now. Okay, about to be 41. Let's tell you how long this go back. But we dated 19 to 21. All right, that's 20 years ago, child. Let me say that one more time. We dated from the time I was 19 until I was 21. That is 20 years ago. I just want to paint the picture for you. All right. I know sometimes y'all don't hear all the details and whatnot. I just want to paint the picture with very broad strokes so that you understand the context. Okay. So we broke up, separate ways, whatever the case may be. We maintained some semblance of a friendship after we had broken up. It was strictly platonic. Trust me when I tell you. Okay. And so, you know, I've always been entrepreneurial, and I was working on this concept. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask one small question, favor? I know you cut the music down a little bit. Can you touch, maybe just a touch more? Is that possible?
You guys to a place further.
No, it's not that. We're perfectly fine right here. I just don't want to get my live stream cut off. That's all.
I hear you, but we can move you further from the speaker.
No.
You know, the atmosphere is for everybody.
Okay, yes, ma'am. That's fine. We'll leave it where it is. Thank you. All I can do is ask, right? If they cut my live off or they mute the live, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, I know it's almost 4,000 of y'all watching, so my apologies. Okay. Anyway, so I asked twice, child. They told me no both times. What can you do? Okay, I asked twice. Quit laughing. And what can you do? I actually cut the music down. She said, well, she cut it down a little bit, but she was like, the atmosphere. Ain't nobody in here buzzing. Look, I'm gonna cut the camera around. Atmosphere. Who you see?
There you go with the shade. There you go with the shade.
Huh? You see, he don't care about no atmosphere. He don't care about no atmosphere.
But I care about my goddamn food.
I care about it too, but where you see, they in the back cooking the food. Where you see atmosphere? That's all right. Where you see atmosphere? Ain't nobody in here. What you mean atmosphere? When they come in, then you cut it up, okay? That's what we do it down with Darius Cooks. You think we blasting the music before anybody get there? No, the music is quiet. When people get there, we gradually increase the music. But anyway, it is what it is. Back to Lavelle. So what happened, I know you can hear me just fine, but it's the background music that I'm concerned about, okay? Thank you. They said, give us a number they're going to call. Don't you call these people. Fuck.
I don't want that.
That better not be y'all calling the people.
I'm gonna go to the club.
That better not be y'all calling. We're going to walk up out of here. That better not be y'all calling the people. Do not call them. Hold on. Okay. All right. It's not y'all calling. Do not call these people. Do not call these people. Okay. So here's what happened. So I've always been entrepreneurial, and I had a
that music bothering me too, because now I'm like, oh, it's a little too clear. I don't want my video to get copywritten. This might get cut out if YouTube slam me for it.
Cupcake shop called the Cupcake Gallery, 1319 West Wilson. This was years ago. I also started a couple of food trucks.
For those of you who didn't watch yesterday, we watched this part of it, so I'm not going to stop as much because then we'll never get anywhere. So I'm just letting this part, but I've explained, like, if you like, what's talking about cupcake shop, blah, blah, blah. We talked about all that yesterday. So watch yesterday's video if you don't know what's happening right here.
Right. I had one called the Sugar Whip, and I had one called the Lunch Machine. So when I got ready to do the Lunch Machine, one of my friends was a very close friend, but we're not friends anymore. His name was Calvin. And Lavelle approached because they wanted to get in on it, right? They was like, put us on, we're friends, help us out, and I remember the time when, I remember the conversation when Calvin asked, he was like, oh, please. Child, they're gonna cut my live off. Let me go outside and tell this story, okay? What about the contract? Girl, that contract is as loose as a hook on skid row, girl, that day. What contract? Okay? What contract? What do you mean, contract? There was no contract, child. Okay. There are better business practices than putting people on Front Street. It's cowardly. Ooh, y'all be arguing? Ooh, y'all get to arguing in these comments. Ooh, what y'all be arguing about? Lord have mercy, Jesus. What do y'all be arguing about in these comments? Okay, it don't even make no sense. Y'all just be arguing. Oh, she talking mess. Since you can't talk, man, I can't really protect you. You start talking mess now. I want, we like a nice, friendly atmosphere around here. You can't be out here cutting up like that, sis. These people, ooh, she said, you did say you had time. I said, oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. So, let me tell you why my ex is so mad at me. And I say ex.
X. Remember, well, I told y'all the history with us, but I'm only referred to as the X as he tells these stories, because I got to become the crazy stalker person, not the person airing him out with all these receipts, because I know him best.
But let me see, the last time I talked to this man would have been, let me see, this is 2011 right now. So the last time I probably would have talked to him, I don't even remember, would have probably been about, it was over 10 years ago. Okay? Right. Folks asked about orders on live. He say, email me. Y'all get upset.
I have the actual date of our last communication right here. We'll get into that. Not tonight, but our next episode, we should be able to get into these documents deeper. And the email exchanges. That's most interesting.
If he handled it right away, y'all get upset. Exactly. Thank you, Kim. It must have been about, let's see, maybe 13 years ago. It could have been 12 or 13 years ago. I just can't remember the last time.
Forgive this. This was in my earlier days of covering this back in 2021. I was still learning the ropes. I was screen recording from my extra cell phone. I didn't know it would pick up the background noise. So this show y'all how disinterested I truly am. I literally was working and doing other stuff. So there's a couple little clips where you hear stuff going on in the background because I didn't know it was picking up that sound. So just ignore it. And if I kept it in, it's because whatever he was saying, I didn't want to lose the context. But most of it I deleted out.
Because it was such a long time ago. But the dating part happened because sometimes we get informed on the dates. I know I was 19 when we started dating. Okay, that much I know. And we dated for approximately 2 years. So that would have been from 19 until I turned 21 is when we would have dated. So that was 17 years ago. 17 years ago. I don't even know who I was 5 years ago, let alone 17. She may have time, but she ain't got no pan, beloved. Come on, Crystal. Look at Crystal. Crystal say she may have time, but she ain't got no pan, beloved. With the heart.
So you see how messy Crystal is as well. So Crystal is his DHAG, head DHAG in charge, who he just dismissed for 4 or 5 months. Now she finally has gotten at least able to touch the hem of his satanic garment. So she's back in his graces because he needs something from her. The thing that I noticed, and I told y'all this, remember I told y'all that when we found out Crystal was gone, I said the only way he'll take Crystal back, because LaQuinty had replaced her. I said the only way he'll take Crystal back, because he really doesn't really like her for real, he's using her. The only way he'll take her back is if he still needs something from her. LaQuinte's gone. That same week, all of a sudden, he's going out to dinner with Crystal. All of a sudden, she's back. Pay attention. She's going to be gone eventually. That's my prediction. Crystal, I'm not saying like next week or a month from now, or even 3 months from now, but Crystal's going to be gone eventually. She'll be cast out for good the next time. Guaranteed. It's not going to last, because once you've ended up in a situation like that with Darius Crooks, he never sees you the same. She'll never have the same level of connection she had. Remember when he told us, what was that? What were we watching? One of the clips we were watching where he was talking when he first started dragging Jeromie slowly, and he was talking about his real friends and people he's extremely close to. He never mentioned Crystal, y'all. Why wouldn't he mention Crystal? She's the one everybody really knows. She's the one who's nursed him to health with his multiple mommy makeovers. Never mentioned Crystal. Crystal girl, you're in danger.
So we would have dated, oh my gosh, 17? Yeah, I was 19 when we started dating. Well, that's legal. 19 is legal. I've always been a little bit beyond my years. You know what I mean? When we started dating. So we dated, and then we ended up breaking up. Those relationships are, if you're dating somebody that long ago, does that matter? Is that part of the history? I guess it kind of is, right? Because you have to look at yourself and be like, who was I? What was I doing? And what I was doing 20 years ago is so much different from who I am today. You know, like it's a part of you, but it'd be like, oh my God, like, you know, I don't even remember how old the man is, to be honest with you. He was older than me. He was definitely older than me. But I don't even know how old he is. Yes, it was that long ago, child. That long, and he bumping his gums.
So you see how he's trying to concentrate on the 20 years, because I guess that would have been, I don't even know what year I met. I met him either in, well, no, because if I met the one I just showed y'all, the ex, the Adonis, if I met the Adonis, I bought my first house, that was, I think, in 2001. It was 2 years. So I met Darius Crooks in like probably 2002 or 2003. But you see how he's leaning into the furthest part of us knowing each other and skipping all over the friendship all the way to the business deal, the business partnership, which was our actual last time communicating. And that was like 2012. He skips over that. That part, this part, the documented part don't exist. He didn't know I had this at this time when he was telling this lie.
So, let me tell y'all what happened. Now, I told this story on Periscope once or twice, but I think it's an approach.
So for those of y'all didn't understand, because I said a lot, it wasn't 20 years. It had only, by the time he told this lie here, this story, it had been like 8 years since he scammed us out of the food truck business.
Appropriate time to talk about it on Instagram, because I feel like this shit is just so fucking hilarious to me. So it was actually stuff that happened that I actually forgot about. So it was people that had to basically like tell me what happened, and because I'm not giving you a view.
So he only knows what I cover on this channel because people tell him what I cover. However, he can recite it verbatim. How you reciting something verbatim? Literally, because I'm like, when he says, I'm like, oh, he heard me say it. Because when somebody telling you what somebody said, it's telephone. It never comes out exactly verbatim by the time it reaches that second or third person. She was able to repeat it verbatim because she heard it firsthand from me watching. Remember to hit that like button, Crooks. And everybody else, hit that like button. Share this video if you haven't. Thank you.
I'm not giving you a like. I'm not giving you nothing. You understand me? I'm not giving you a view. I know how this shit go. And you're not going to show up in my algorithms. And if you do, I am blocking. You are blocked. So, a lot of stuff I forgot, though. I forgot so much of the data. Y'all had to remind me. Because I'm like, I forgot about this and I forgot about that.
So they had to, people who had nothing to do with the situation, meaning his flying monkeys, are reminding him from the other versions of the story that he has been telling for the 10 plus years or whatever at that point. Him telling them the story, they're reminding him of what he said before when telling the story. That wouldn't hold up in the court of law. However, this would. How the hell strangers gonna tell you what happened in a business deal with us when you scammed us? They don't know. They don't even know these fucking emails exist. How the fuck they gonna tell you the story? Gaslighting. You sound stupid.
So it wasn't the best relationship. It wasn't like we weren't fighting. It wasn't tumultuous, but it wasn't like roses, the relationship was actually kind of just like, as relationships go, or in the, looking over the history of relationships, it's like, it wasn't really like the best, filled with romance. Plus, I don't even remember who I was when I was 17, when I was 19.
Again, she talking in circles. She talking about everything but her scamming. She is right. It was just a ho-hum kind of situation. We were cool because we found out we were friends, better being friends. Well, when we broke up, I ghosted him, so that didn't help with that. But basically what it turned out to be, how you can be with a person and you realize we just better off as friends. Like, we cool. We don't hate each other or nothing, but we just better off as friends. It's not romantic. Again, he wasn't my type. I wasn't really attracted to him. This is my type. This is what still gives me the goosebumps. Not that. So, of course, it wasn't as, romantic. We just was really cool. That's how we were able to be friends after we had the little grace period after the breakup. I'm sorry, after I ghosted him. We had the little grace period of a year or whatever it was. That's how we were able to be friends, because the truth is that's really what we were even when dating. We were just friends.
Sorry, I was 19. So anyway.
But I'm obsessed with him. I've never gotten over him. What? I dumped him. He was never my type. This is my type. And we were friends, and he's saying it wasn't romantic. I wasn't heartbroken. So what the fuck am I supposed to be obsessed? Where does this obsession come from? It's the delusion for me.
We broke up, and we remained cool. Like, not like best friends. You know what I mean? But we was cool. We'd hang out here and there. And I remember, because, it's also foggy.
Again, he's playing off that once we reconnected, oh, we hung out here or there. Nigga, I saw you 5-6 days a week. Here or there. We vacationed together. We had a friend group together. What are you talking about? Hung out here or there. I practically had keys to his house. Practically. Here or there. I was the first person to ever try your cupcakes. Here or there. I decorated your apartments. Multiple. Here or there. What?
To me. But I remember, when did he have, okay, so when I first started doing YouTube videos, so this was like, oh.
We hanging out here or there, but now she about to get into how I was there at the inception of her first YouTube videos. Literally was there in the very beginning. When the idea became an idea, I was there and I helped her. But I was a friend here or there, around here or there. You're lying.
Oh my gosh, when I first started, my first video, I don't even know how old the videos are on YouTube. When I first started, like probably 14, 15 years ago, it was a long time ago. He used to do the recording. He would, like, on the camera, he would record the videos, right? And so then I would edit them.
Look at y'all. I was the first at everything. I was the first part of the first 3 Kings that he had. I was the first Corey, the first videographer. We keep going. Actually, I was his first set designer. I was the first of everything, but I was just here, there. I was just a kind of here or there friend. It was a semblance of a friendship. She's a fucking liar.
Whatnot, and we put it out. So that was like such a long time ago. And I had a group of friends that I was cool with. I was hanging out with and doing stuff with. And he slowly became, yes, that long ago, child, yes. And he slowly became a
what he's describing now was not 20 years ago.
Part of this sort of like friendship circle, right? He became a part. And eventually, this is what I believe. This is my recollection of it all. Eventually,
listen to the key words when a liar, a pathological liar, a narcissist is lying, they'll say, this is what I believe. This would be what I surmise. And then they start stating it as fact. So you forget that they told you in the very beginning, this is their assumption. And then he'll start stating his assumption as fact. And they'll buy into it as fact. This is fact. What I say over here is fact. I'm not doing nothing off no half-cocked memory of trying to create a certain narrative. Pay attention to these things.
I was kind of pushed out of the group, and he was then now like a part of this group. It was like 5 or 6 of us, right? And not a big deal. I think that for me was probably, and I said this before, I said this a lot, that I feel like a lot of times this is a lonely existence. I say that, jokingly, but there is some truth to this, right? Because if you're going to be great at anything in life, a lot of times you gotta do it on your own. Or a lot of times the people, they can't necessarily like come with you, or people can't, come around, or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that was like my first lesson in soaring, right? And how to soar and how to fly high. And that stuff don't really feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really feel good because you be like, I want all of us to go. Let's all go together. But, you know, listen.
Y'all just heard him. You know, you want all of us to go. What did I tell y'all? He told me and G at that dinner at the Italian restaurant when he introduced the idea of the food truck to me. He wanted us all to go. I don't have to make this ish up. It's not necessary. For one, I got a receipt for every goddamn thing I say, or it's something I've experienced personally. So I'm going to end that there because I'm looking at time and I need to do some of y'all questions. But I wanted to touch on him. And then once we come back at this, I might come back on tomorrow. We'll see, y'all. I guess I'm going to come back on tomorrow. Let me see. Because y'all, some of y'all might be busy. Y'all probably got weddings and baby showers and or just want to rest. Y'all tired of seeing me. It's already been 5 days straight. Poll question I'm closing out. Is Darius Crooks a pathological liar? 97% of y'all say, hell yeah, man, you already know that. What you asking us this for? 3% of y'all like, no, my master is not a liar. He's transparent. He loves me. He calls me babe. Oh, y'all so fucking delusional. It's sad. Should we come back tomorrow? If it's tomorrow, it's gonna be earlier, y'all, though. It'll be earlier. I don't know what time, but it'll be earlier. Should we come back tomorrow? Actually, I don't know. I might end up with plans. I think I'm supposed to have weekend plans, but it wasn't like locked in, whether it was Saturday or Sunday or whatever time. I may have plans, but should we come back tomorrow? Finish this up. I do want to get this over with. I want to move on from the lunch machine so we can get back into the other stuff. Anyway, so what Darius Crooks is talking about, I can take this down because we're done. What Darius Crooks is talking about in that clip, that part of the video is he says that over time he said, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm clicking on all the wrong stuff. Oh shoot. Hold on. These thumbnails are really small, y'all. This is an accident. Here we go. Okay, we can do that one. So what Darius Crooks is referring to where he says that is his recreating of the narrative is that I became friends slowly with his friends and we pushed him out. The truth is, yes, the friends that I have now, still to this day, are people I met through him. That part is true. Really, I met them through G. Truth is, I met them through G, really. G was Darius Crooks' best friend from high school, the one who he scammed with me in the food truck business. G and I, after being scammed, trauma bonded, basically, through that experience. Like, we ain't got no unhealthy relationship, but through that bonded us. We both got bamboozled by someone who we thought was a dear friend, who we loved, we treated like a brother, all of that, and we both got treated the same way, and we were just blindsided and not only scammed, but actually lost money in it. And it's kind of like, wow, neither one of us would have ever thought that from him. So we did. We became cool over that. And he had his other friends. Darius Crooks wasn't real deep friends with his the other friends, but Darius Crooks was around G, and so it became like a friend group. It was actually back then about 7 of us. Some people have moved away and all of that. The thing is, I can be cool with each one of them. I still can communicate with all of them. And a handful of us are still here in Chicago and hang out and all that good stuff. Travel together, everything. Darius Crooks, on the other hand, talks to nobody. No, I should say nobody talks to him. So what really actually happened was we were all hanging out, traveling together, you know, dinners, birthday party, all that stuff. That's when we started the tradition of celebrating everybody's birthday. We always do a birthday dinner or whatever activity the birthday person want to celebrate. Mine is coming up next month. I got to hurry and plan my stuff. We started doing that way back when. Darius Crooks was a part of that circle. At a certain point, when Darius Crooks after he started the Cupcake Gallery, he started acting funny. And there was rumors on the street that some of what he was claiming was happening. Like, I started hearing whispers of stuff like he wasn't paying his employees. He was treating them bad. And these were his employees when he first started. And when I say employees, he would hire like one person at a time, do something horrible to them. They would quit, or he might fire them, but most of the time they were quitting or something, wasn't paying them on time, lied to them about what their salary would be, treating them like ish, all of that. And these employees, especially the first couple of them, were friends of friends. So when he would fall out with them or do something disgusting to them, they would then tell their original friend who introduced them to Darius or even suggested that they apply to work with Darius. And then the rumblings of it would get back through, word on the street. People were talking. So I would hear things here or there, but not in detail. Again, he and I weren't talking about those things. I think every once in a while he would give me his version, but again, y'all see, he gaslight. I didn't know. So I was caught up in some of being gaslit and not even knowing it, and didn't care. I didn't work for him. I didn't care. I ain't gonna say I didn't mind. I didn't care about his business. So over time, there started being whispers of him like lying about how successful the business was, that his tweets Facebook posts and tweets and stuff he was putting out there, talking about lines around the corner and all that was fake. Then I started hearing whispers of the investor. Now that was real slow. The whispers of the investors not getting paid. My best friend, who God forbid, I miss him so much, but he passed away last year. He had invested in the Cupcake Gallery. He was one of the 50 or 60 people who invested in it through me. Now, here's the crazy part. I meant to mention this yesterday. I didn't think to. Darius Crooks, part of me wonders if he wanted to get money out of me. And because I didn't fall for it with the Cupcake Gallery investment, he then figured out another way to get me and then even got way more money out of me. Because when he had the Cupcake Gallery investment open prospectus for investors to invest in it, I didn't want to. It was only $1,000 per, or was it $2,000 per 1%, whatever it was. And I was like, I didn't want to mix money and friends. I really wasn't sold out that it was going to be so successful the way he was claiming. And I had, again, my own stuff going on, and it just wasn't. I was like, nice for you. I'll help you where I can. And that's how I negotiated. Well, he negotiated with me to build that wall in his shop in a cup. So I was like, I'll still add something to this, but I don't want to put my money in it. Then he comes back again a few months after opening the Cupcake Gallery, and then comes at me with the food truck thing. I feel like had he been able to scam me the first time, he probably would have got that money from me and moved on. Maybe. Or maybe he would have gave me that money back to try to get more out of me. Vell, is it too late to hold on. Let me get back to the live. So so what I was gonna say is the friend group, it wasn't that Darius Crooks got pushed out so much as Darius Crooks pushed himself out, because he was creating these grifts. That's around the time he was doing the Freshco scam, and he was doing all these other nefarious things. And we're all intelligent. The friend group we had were all full of professionals, six-figure earners and all of that. We were not slow. And so he couldn't hide what he was doing from us. And so instead of trying to deal with that and answering questions and he stopped hanging out with us as much. He slowly, completely stopped hanging out with us. And that's how we stopped being friends. Well, he stopped being friends with the friend group. We officially stopped being friends when he scammed me, but it was all kind of happening simultaneously. So it's a partial lie. Again, bit of the truth wrapped up in a big ass lie. So that's how I end up still being friends with that group of people, and he wasn't, because he was scamming and he didn't want everybody to know. Thank you so much for the super sticker, highly favored. I think I may have missed a couple in Sock Snob Films. Okay, Vell, you did that. The super chat is just for the time you spent putting the receipts against his lie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, because this is a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Thank you so much, Arian Smith, for the super sticker. Yeah, oh God, I think I probably missed those when I was yammering. Okay, I'm only reading questions. And we only got a few, and then we're getting out of here. Eric the Lunch Lady, Madam X says, yes, it was Eric the Lunch Lady, who is Darius Crooks' friend from Chicago. And there's a whole story behind that too, how they became friends. They met on a sex party line. Am I saying too much? Am I saying too much? I'm saying too much. Let me stop. It's true, but let me stop. But no, he ended up becoming like a mother figure for Darius Crooks, because Darius Crooks ended up being homeless at a time when he claims his stepfather put him out for being gay. Based on what we know about Darius Crooks and his lies and recreating of the narrative, I feel like it started way back then. We just did not know it. And so Eric took him in at a point for, days here, days there. I remember when Darius Crooks got evicted from his apartment when we were dating, and I didn't want nobody moving in with me, but I was kind of like, oh, you ain't got nowhere to go. And he was like, I could always go to Eric's, but I don't like being over there. Did you know that, Eric? He didn't want to come to your house. That's why he stayed at my house until he found that new, that apartment in 2 weeks with no job. He had no job and had just been evicted and found an apartment in 2 weeks. It took me to this point in time to realize, oh, well, she was grifting way back when. I don't know what scam she created and how she got that lump sum of money she would have needed after just getting evicted. But she's been at this a long time, y'all. She's been at this a very long time. And back then, she had to be about 20. Who doesn't have a burner account? Right. The truth is, I did not have a burner account when I first was on social media. I knew nothing really about doing all that. When I started with this, that's how I got educated on that and learning that that's how you can infiltrate when somebody's like a Crooks is blocking all your platforms, and you're like, but I still got to get my receipts. So, but prior to that, I didn't have them. When did he walk away twice? Oh, talking about Jeromie. Jeromie did quit when they were teasing his husband, or was talking about quitting. So that was the first time, and then the second time was the official time that we watched it live. So he did technically at least talk about quitting twice. Vell, do you think that Crooks is still in love with you? No, absolutely not. He is not in love with me, and I am not in love with him. We were friends. Vell B reacts, do you have any information about the escort that he allegedly purchased in Vegas? So, Spider-Man, I have a lot of information on Darius Crooks that I ain't shared over here, that I will not share until or unless I need to. What I will say is I'm very aware of that situation and a few others. What I will also say is that there has been a lot of talk about Darius Crooks and his travels and his expenditures as it pertains to purchasing Ping. Also, those of you who follow Darius Crooks and are aware of him, aware of his platforms, you know that he posted a few weeks ago, about a month or two ago, he posted a picture of him laid in bed with a Hispanic gentleman's head on his Taco Tuesday chest. And he took a picture, everything for the gram. Took a picture of this man's from the side of his face, so you couldn't see his whole face. However, I do have the front facing side of his face. I will show it on Patreon. I figured out who the guy was. But this was Darius Crooks buys escorts. He called him the pool boy, but I believe he was the escort, like the kind you hire for the day, like they go places, because they went places. If you were following Darius Crooks that day, that dude was with him earlier. So again, yes, and I know about the ones in, was that Puerto Rico? But yes, I have receipts. I have knowledge. Yes. Not yet to be shared. Vell reacts, do you think he will ever be punished for his crimes? Here's the thing about his crimes. And I always say that Sonny Anderson summed it up perfectly, where she says that Darius Crooks, D Legion, is a penny scammer. Penny scammers can survive and thrive because their crimes don't equate to what would necessarily get on the radar of like the FBI and all of those sort of things. You got to keep in mind that Darius Crooks, just like he did in Chicago with the Freshco scam, was scamming now hundreds of people, but people for $89, 90 something dollars, blah, 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 you know, under $100. Now he's boosted it up a little bit when it came to the current grifts of, you know, people buying the cookware and cookbooks and stuff and not getting them, but they're still kind of penny scams. Like it has to be, you know, the Dining with Darius Crooks events, you can look at some of those because those people were paying upwards of $289. But most of those people who get scammed by Darius Crooks, a good piece of them, either they just don't want no smoke. He's created an environment where people are afraid to speak out, from cyberbullying and being doxxed because he does it often and they know what will happen, so they're fearful. Then you have the other piece of sometimes people are able to get their money back from their banks through chargebacks, etc. Then you have those people who are like treated as a lesson learned. It's not worth going to sue him for it, having to serve him. All that it would take would probably cost more in time and money than the $100 and some or $200 some odd dollars they're trying to get back from him. So to answer your question, do I think he'll be punished for his crimes? The stuff that he does is penny crimes, so it's kind of hard to be charged for them, and he knows that. Then the stuff that's more major, like the Cupcake Gallery scam, where he had, you know, hundreds of investors and he illegally even created, the way he set up the business was illegal. It's beyond the statute of limitation. And that's with a lot of situations. It's beyond the statute of limitation as well with him, because he was doing those sort of things when he was first starting out, before he became a millionaire. People knew he had no money anyway, so what's the point of chasing him down? Vell B, do you think people work with him after? Do you think people work with him after knowing about him because they think he won't do them like the people before them? Yes, partially, yes. Tarisha, I think. Partially, yes, there's some of that. Then there's like a Chantel Williams, Chantel's Justin Till, the restaurant kitchen comeback person, who feels like, yeah, I hear this stuff, but I don't have no proof. I ain't had no experience with that thus far. But even if he is that, at least my proximity to him, I'll gain some followers. I may get some money out of the situation from him paying me for something, or just I'll benefit in some way. So it's either they think it won't happen to them at all, or sometimes it's a combination of they don't think it'll happen to them. And even if it happens, they feel like they'll still get something out of it through a gain of followers, popularity, and possibly money. Meaning, you know, benefit of him using their business or service, or through them gaining followers, those people will become their customers and all of that stuff. It's for gain, for selfish personal gain. They'll take the chance. First Lady Brown is saying, Vell, has he always been like this, or has he evolved over time? I have talked about this like a multitude of times, as I say. I've talked about this a multitude of times. He was not this way. Like I said, he scammed me and we were blindsided. If he was this way, I would have been expecting to be scammed. There weren't no rumors in Chicago about Darius Crooks being a major scammer or anything like that. When I knew him, he was not the same person, basically, to sum it up. He became, when I found out he was a scammer, a narcissist, sociopath, and all of that, it was all at the end. And now over time, I've seen what it grew into. But no, he was not. That is why I can see his illusion of redeeming qualities, where his friends, current friends, can be blindsided and think, oh, no, but he cool and he this and that. He has certain people he will treat a certain way. Anytime there's money involved, that's when you start to see that. Or if you're just not a part of his inner circle. But the people who are part of his inner circle, he's a narcissist and it's all about him if they pay attention to their relationship with him. But for the most part, you know, we all got friends who might be more selfish and all of that. it just feels more like that. It doesn't feel like he was not a horrible friend. He just wasn't. I mean, I know some of y'all want me to be able to say, I'll drag him to current day, but I can't really drag him besides when he scammed us. So from the time he scammed us on is when I have all these horrible things to say about him. Prior to him scamming me, all I can tell you is that he wasn't my type. He was the fat, ugly, funny guy who was a reprise from the Adonis that I had dated and needed to heal from. That's all I got. Hold on, I was looking for. Oh, here it is. I'm like, where the hell? Where'd he go? Where you at? That's all I can tell you. Prior to that, he was just, put up the lunch machine. May she rip. May she rip. What's going on with Bali? Is he moving there? So he talks about this weekly. You obviously don't. I'm sure many of y'all don't watch his IG lives. That's another reason I'm doing this too, because it's like, okay, well, most of y'all don't get to see it. He is still supposedly building. They're at the permanent. No, they're at the architectural stage. He was waiting on the 2D drawings to approve for his restaurant. His what is it called? Is it a hip hop restaurant or something? Whatever it's called. He's waiting on that. And then after that, they're gonna do the 3D renderings, and then he's supposed to. They're supposed to be finding contractors. So supposedly he's still gonna be, going there. He's going there in April next month. He's supposed to be going there for the entire month, and he's gonna be doing content from there. And I guess trying to make sure he ain't getting scammed. Don't mean nothing, but he's trying to make sure he don't get scammed. But yeah, he's supposed to go there. That's going to be an interesting adventure. I'm excited to cover that. I can't wait. Vell, what did your family think of Darius, and what do they think of him now? Tanya. When you say family, not all my family knew him. Like my mom knew him. I don't even know if my dad even knew of him. My father, unlike Darius Crooks, I actually knew my father and lived with him all my life. But I don't know what my father would have thought. I don't even know if my father knew he existed. I just don't. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. But my mama definitely did know. She talked to Darius. She liked his personality, but her gut told her something wasn't right about him. And she used to tell me that. She used to tell me that. When we were dating, she didn't know him. She didn't know him until we became friends. But she was cool with, like, okay with him, but she just, and like most people, oh, he can cook. Like he cooked for, he catered one of our events for the daycare, like a cotillion or something we had for the kids. We used to do that annually. So she like knew him from stuff like that, but like, and the rest of my family, some of the people, because he was kind of growing in Chicago, and then he opened a cupcake gallery. So I had some like cousins who would go there and get the cupcakes and stuff. I don't know. Like, I don't really know what to tell you. Some of them liked him, I guess. Some of them, I would say some of them liked him. Some of them felt like he cool. He got an appearance, but something ain't right about him. It was more that like something ain't right kind of thing. And then a couple people just didn't know, and they just took him at face value like his followers do. And then when people heard what happened with us getting scammed with the business, then that, opened some people's eyes. That's about it. I mean, nothing major. Darius Crooks ain't as big of a deal as he thinks he is. He just like, what your family think about your coworker and friend? You're like, I mean, they met him at a Christmas party, but they don't talk about him. They don't really know them like that. They said they seem nice. That's my answer. He's not that important to us. It's not. Even though he think he is not. He mad you ghosted him. Right. He mad I ghosted him. I did. Vell, is it too late to file a lawsuit now that he is so rich? Tanya, even if it, for one, yes, that was 10 years. I think statute is limitation is what, 7 years? 7 to 10. What? I don't care. It's not even worth it. It's just not. It's not worth it. But I think it's too late to answer your question. But even if it wasn't too late, I don't give no fuck about that. May she rip. You saw that thumbnail I created of her, of this situation? That was on purpose. You see that truck back there behind the flames? That's how I think of it. May she burn in hell with Darius Crooks is how I look at it. I don't care about that thing. I don't care. You know how much money I made? You know how much money I made from doing these videos? Some people in the beginning, he used to always say, yeah, he trying to grow his YouTube channel off of me. All that bullshit. No, because your shit don't grow my channel, for one. This is a channel that Sweetie Pie's built, and I've said it once, I've said it 300 times, and I'll say it to my dying day. This channel got built of Sweetie Pie. Sweetie Pie's got me hundreds of thousands of views on multiple videos. Your videos ain't never went nowhere near beyond 50,000 views, except for when that was when you went viral from being called out by Fox News and Black Enterprise and Ford Magazine and all that, at the height of people, the mass public figuring out that you was a scamming sociopathic narcissist. That's the only time your videos even broke 10 to 15,000 views. It's charity work that I do get a check for. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I get no money from it. And I ain't gonna say that I could buy that truck you sold about 10 times over already just from these videos. Karma works in mysterious ways, don't it, Crook? Don't it? Person you scam now just doing videos and making money off your scamming. I mean, it ain't gonna stop you. Might as well. Hell, people want to hear it. They want the information. They want to be entertained. I'm at their service while you're unbothered by it. Okay, I'm closing out this poll question because I'm getting delusional at this point. I'm so tired. That's why I get real silly. Renee S is saying, gotta go watch yesterday's live at Don. Oh, Don, if you missed it, yeah, you gotta watch it. Yes, First Lady. Oh, we haven't gotten to that part of the story. Yes, he sold the truck. We got so much to cover still, but y'all be wanting the current present day stuff. And so I had to give y'all that. So hopefully, I don't know, y'all. We got some hours before tomorrow's live, and she just be creating chaos constantly. So hopefully she don't do nothing new by tomorrow. That way we can just get right into the lunch machine stuff. But y'all ain't no telling with her. Ain't no telling. Woo, she's busy. Poll is out of 134 votes, 35. Well, 35 votes. Keep going. Should we come back tomorrow? 89% of y'all like, Vell, if you don't get your ass up here, we gonna be here. We here. Don't think we need the weekends. We don't need no break. Don't you dare give us no break. I gotta give y'all what y'all want. So I will be here tomorrow. Well, let me say this. Make sure you are. Oh, this should have been scrolling across the whole time. Make sure you're subscribed to the 312-847-2346, which is our VIP text community. That is where I put all of the notifications of when I'm uploading new videos and when I'm going live. I'll be able to let y'all know tomorrow, once I figure out my day, when I can go live, or if I can even go live tomorrow. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, then we'll do a Sunday. Or maybe I'll just do it early in the day. But anyway, join the VIP text community so you can find out exactly when we'll go live. But I'll also schedule it on YouTube when I get it all figured out. But we'll be back tomorrow. And with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. I think I'm going to sing y'all out. It's Foolishness Friday. I'm going to sing y'all out with something a little comedic. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Take care. Oh, and be blessed. I did that too quick.
5, 6, 7, 8. Why you gotta lie so much? You must wake up and just make up stuff. Cause I just do not understand why. Every time you talk, you tell a quick lie. You and your lies gotta go. Because I'm tired of talking to Pinocchio. Then you had a nerve to look folks in the eyes. Knowing that you telling them lies. You be telling them lies. I asked you about this. Then you lied about it. I asked you about that. Then you lied about it. Get them lies together, they all over the place. I bet if Jesus came back, you a lie to his face. Damn, P-O-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. I said P-No-G-O. I guess you wanna see how far your nose can grow. Now,